Look good.
Look good.
Check the sound. We're already good on sound.
Back here the whole time getting this set up. Glad to see Braden here on Thursday night.
I'm going to send you a link to all the game streams. Because my phone, it's loading the streams. So
Well, we don't have a central
so you can
Wildcat.
post it on chat.
All right. Yeah, send it to me on Facebook.
I just did. Yeah. I don't know what it said.
That would be the reason we don't have one, huh?
We take donations.
Yeah, we take donations.
Get us one, buddy.
Yeah, go ahead and get us one, man.
Cool. Troy, he's at Olive Garden.
He's still at Olive Garden.
Oh yeah.
I'm meeting him tomorrow night. Jake at Olive Garden.
Oh man.
Gonna plug in. Mic check, JB. Mic check. Let us know in the comments if you can hear us.
It sounded
Got
like
it?
it started.
Oh, JB, in the comment we said about the Central Wildcat helmets, we don't have one, but we willing to take donations, man. So talk to your people. Get us one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear it. Hear it on our end.
Flood into the chat.
Yeah, we got it now.
See a lot of people.
They coming in, man.
A lot of people. Right.
Well, like I said, come on.
See that, huh?
Mr. Swallow, you need to send an address to get a helmet shipped here
Yeah, we do
for
need
next
a,
week.
We need a Central BR
yeah.
helmet for sure.
Shit. Get them, bring you one whenever they play us next year
All
at
right.
home.
Just let me know. I'll give you my phone number and you call me.
Right. Just letting the
You
anticipation
in
build
timeout,
up
Holden?
here. Holden's off screen. Looks like he's in timeout in the corner. Have to lean forward, sir. Or
You know,
le-
he's leaning as far as we can.
I'm gonna get us canceled. I'm gonna stay right here.
He doesn't need to be shown this week.
Yeah. Well,
Holmes just here in spirit this week, guys. So
Who's
JB
Holden?
can't hear us.
I don't know.
JB, log
That's
off
a
and,
him
come,
issue.
and come back on.
Yeah.
I think we let the anticipation build up enough, right?
in spirit this week, guys. Think so.
Yeah.
JB can't hear us.
Yeah, see, we're good.
Don't worry, it's about to get loud, Mr. Tyler.
Okay. Might have to talk loud because the mics are spread, so look for you and me.
I'm just quiet right now,
Okay.
so
All right.
boinky, not bunky, baby.
Boinky? Where's Bonky? Boinky? Oh, Boinky, not Bonky. Okay.
Let's get it going.
Let's
All right.
Anticipation has built.
Yep.
Well, welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. It is semi-final week, and it is a great week for high school football. Only a few remain left standing. 4 state champions fell in the quarters. The road to the dome is near, and Gary Swallow,
Yeah!
32 teams remain. 16 semifinal matchups this week. 7 undefeateds remain. The quest for a perfect season is still in play for 7 of them. But I tell you what, we got a couple of them playing this week. Somebody's dream season comes to an end. Just got back from the beaches of Mexico, and I'm fired up for some high school football this evening. We're going to pick some semifinal picks. Guess what? I came in last place again. Back-to-back weeks I came in last place. And Gary Swallow won it. Yes, back-to-back weeks I came in last place. We got a lot wrong last week. We got a lot right. This is an opinionated show. Run with that. Let's go and have some fun this week. This is show number 86. We've covered 98 teams in a 6-year span. You see them on the wall behind us. You see them in front of us. This is all we have remaining that are on the road to the Dome. So if your helmet ain't on here, send them in the mail.
Call me, I'll give you the address.
53 different stadiums, 125 total games, and it all comes down to one tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen. 1:26, live on Under the Lights. It will be Vermilion Catholic. It will be Kentwood for a shot to go to the Dome. Gary, 6 years later, you finally get to see the Roos.
Yeah, buddy. It's been a long time since I've never seen the Roos in
Never.
person. Never.
Never.
And you know what? I'm excited.
You know what else?
What?
When we've covered Vermilion Catholic, they never lost.
That's right.
They're undefeated when we cover Vermilion Catholic. It's going to be a dandy
Man.
tomorrow night. And you know what else is more special about this?
What's that?
We end the season with 99 teams covered in the 6-year spans because tomorrow night we get Kentwood for the very first time.
Right. You're right.
My friend, 99 teams. We're going to have to find 100 a year from now.
Yep.
It's going to be some fun. We're going to talk about semifinal appearances from the last time they've been here. A lot of teams were here a year ago. We're going to talk road trip, longest and shortest. We're going to talk takeaways. I'm going to ask the panel some questions. We're going to pick some games. Enjoy the show, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here on a Thursday night talking some high school football. Less than 23 hours from now, teams will battle for a shot to punch their ticket to the Dome. That's all that will be. The excitement is in the air. You can feel the energy in the room. We go to the panel. 48 minutes awaits. Tickets will be punched this week. Welcome, everyone. Talk to us, Alex.
Yeah, semifinal football, 1 week away from the best weekend of football for high school players. So excited to see these matchups. We got a lot of really good matchups. You got some ones that I have no idea what's going to happen. I mean, some that, it could go either way. It could be a blowout. It could be a close game. It could be high scoring, low scoring. You just never know what you're going to get on a Friday night in Louisiana.
That's free.
Dreams come true. That you play for. That one game to get to the Dome, to get on that carpet and play on that carpet. You got teams that's going going back, repeating as runner-ups and state champs. Unfortunately, there's some teams that couldn't make it back.
Yeah, 4 fell last week.
Yeah.
Cut in half the field.
Yeah, so, it's going to be quite interesting and great football weather, too.
Right. Oh, it's going to be chilly.
Failed to mention that, Mr. Swallow, we got finally playoff football weather back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, buddy. It was cold up there last week, and I tell you what, I think it's going to be chilly again there this week.
I don't think it was football weather.
Yeah,
It was cold.
It was cold. Yeah, it was just
Yes,
cold
sir.
but no, man, this is, everybody's wanting to get to the Dome. They want to play on that Superdome turf. And you know what?
Call it the carpet.
Or the carpet, whatever you want to call it. But I'm going to tell you, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. And, man, I'm just ready to see some great football. And I'm going to be even more excited to see some greater football at the Dome.
You're right, my
Yeah.
friend. Hey, welcome to the couch.
Yeah.
Mr. Lazard
first-
joins us on the couch.
First time in 8 years that I'm on the couch before the Dome and stuff. So, but it's
Couch is
interesting.
warm.
It is warm. Y'all been warming it up for a while since week 10. A lot of y'all. So,
Right, baby.
so it's something, that's for sure. But I'm excited to see a really good game tomorrow night at VC. I played my last high school football game there, So it'll be the first time I'm back since then tomorrow night.
That ain't good.
So, but a lot of respect for what VC does and stuff like that. It's a very storied field and stuff like that. So I'm excited.
I think it's just Jake's connection, guys. Everybody else is pretty good.
Yeah, I'm good.
We're running through.
Olive Garden.
Yeah, he's on the Olive Garden Wi-Fi. I
Olive
think.
Garden Wi-Fi. Get off of it. Bittersweet to go back tomorrow night for yourself. So don't cry on us. Hey, semifinal football, not guaranteed to get it, but we got one.
Yeah,
Right.
it's you worked like mad to get it after the quarterfinals game. It'll be my second straight year covering a semifinal game, and the one we covered last year was such a good game from beginning to end. I'm hoping it's going to be the same way this year. Hoping we see a really good game from start to finish.
Score the Tigers.
Who transferred out now?
No,
How's the transfer portal right now?
It's hot.
nothing bad.
It's hot.
It's
I
hot.
don't
It is
think
hot.
too bad.
Just
I don't
looking
think it's
forward
too
to another good game. Another good hospitality by VC tomorrow. So, looking forward to watching Kenwood for the first time. It's going to be cool.
Absolutely. We do have what is it? 16 match. We got 16 games tomorrow night,
Yes.
and 15 of the 16 will be streamed. Correct?
Yep.
Okay, we'll go there at this time. You know, our matchup tomorrow will be live on Under the Lights. It's a free page on Facebook. Just click on about 6:40ish, and we'll bring you all the action. Whether I'm the most annoying voice in all of high school football, right, Chris?
That's what they say.
That's what
That's
they
what they
said,
said.
man. Golly, geez.
We're still gonna have some fun, Gary.
And I'm going to be the wowing son of a gun.
Yeah, you're right.
Who said that?
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Great football games being streamed tomorrow night. So if you're looking for a football game, Hayden will let you know where to go, and he will have a link posted on Facebook. We'll have VC Kentwood, but I think 14, 15 other matchups will be streamed or on radio some fashion.
Somewhere.
Yeah. So starting with non-select Division 4, you have number 1 Haynesville versus number 12 General Trask. That will be a Facebook stream. A fan does that from Haynesville. I'm not gonna say her name, but if you go to the link that Enoch's gonna post
In the chat.
in the chat right now,
Gotcha.
you'll be able to find it. Then
Should
you
be
go,
there, guys.
Then you go to number 2 South Blackman versus number 6 Logan Sport. Hash It Out show, game of the week right there. That'll be a great broadcast. JB, VK, and
we'll watch
George Peppis.
I'm actually going to bring about 2 or 3 iPads tomorrow, Gary.
Yeah, I'm bringing 2 of mine also,
bring
so
some.
we'll have a bunch
We'll
ready to
watch a lot
go.
of
No
games
game I need to
tomorrow.
cover, man.
Yeah.
Can you be
I'll keep
quiet?
an eye
You're
on it.
annoying.
Yeah. My bad.
And remember, if you're going to a game, like a lot of people go to a game, you can watch a game while you're on the stands from another team that you want to support or something like that.
Hey, I made a post earlier today and said, don't watch us. Go to the game
We have
and
replay.
watch us on replay because we want everybody in the bleachers.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Go support your local teams. Even if your team's not in there, someone close to you is probably in there.
Yep.
Then going to Select Division 4, obviously VC and Kentwood, that's Under the Lights, will be live on Facebook. And then number 2 Ascension Catholic versus number 11 Washita Christian. That's going to be on VSN for Ascension Catholic, and OCS Football on YouTube will also have that game.
So 2 options there to watch
Yeah.
that playoff game.
Some of them are paid, some of them are free on this list, so it says it on the list whenever you click on the link. Going to non-select Division 3, St. James versus Union Parish. That's Crescent City Sports has that game on YouTube. Number 6 Sterlington versus number 7 Gina. SHS Panther Football on YouTube, and JHS Football live stream on Facebook. Both have that
2
game.
options there.
Yeah. Then going to Select Division 3, Dunham versus Bunkie. This one's being played at Parkview Baptist now, so I believe 97.7 is going to be able to stream the game on YouTube for Bunkie's perspective,
Hope
and
so. Hope so.
and
We
Dunham
can watch
Live, and Dunham Live will also be live
So
no
either
matter
way,
what.
we got a shot to watch it.
Yes, there will at least be one with Dunham Live. That's their own website, and then also possibly 97.7. And then number 3 Calvary versus number 7 Catholic New Iberia. Calvary Huddle fan, they have a paid huddle that you can watch it on, and Mr. Coach Wilson on Facebook is also going to be streaming that one, so 2 options there as
My
well.
guy from North Webster.
Yeah. And then non-select Division 2, Franklinton versus Iowa. Franklinton High School TV still has it listed that they're going to be streaming it on YouTube, but what I was told was that a local TV station in Franklinton is going to be picking up the game and streaming it. No matter what, though, on 92.9 The Lake will have it on radio, so you'll be able to listen to that game no matter what, no matter where you are. Number 6, Plaquemine versus number 18, Cecilia. Plaquemine Huddle fan. They have a free stream for them. Select Division 2. Archbishop Shaw versus Madison
Hold on,
Prep.
real quick. Before you go further with
Yeah.
Plaquemine and Cecilia, it's also now Your View's Game of the Week.
Okay, Your View has it? Okay, I
Yeah.
didn't see that before. So Your View is going to be on YouTube. I'll get that updated later tonight. Going on to Select Division 2 now, Shaw and Madison Prep. That'll be on VSN from Shaw's perspective. Edie White versus Leesville. That'll be on Robert Bauer YouTube. He does Edie White's perspective for all their games.
Okay.
And then you have non-select Division 1. Neville versus Central. Going to be on Neville Tiger Network on YouTube for free. And then Ruston versus Destrehan. You'll be on Bearcat Nation Network on YouTube for free. Select Division 1. The only game that does not have a stream this week is Edna Carr versus Catholic BR. As far as I've heard, VSN is not traveling with Catholic, or maybe not allowed to travel. I don't know. So as of right now, there's no stream for that game.
Gotcha.
And that's the only one this week without a stream. Number 2, Alexandria versus number 19, John Curtis. 446 Sports will have it on YouTube. I don't know exactly if John Curtis's broadcast on YouTube will have it or not. That's to be seen, but 446 Sports will definitely have that game.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all the games. 15 out of 16 games being streamed.
Hey,
Wow.
all right. Get your butts to a stadium and go support your locals, or sit at home or on a cruise ship and watch these games this week. Good luck to our locals. Good luck to everyone across the state of Louisiana. Tickets will be punched, and VSN is doing Core Catholic. Posted about an hour ago, so you got some updating to do, sir.
I sure do.
BYU Sports is also doing the ED White game, so boy, you got some work to do. Go over there
Go in the corner.
on the treadmill and get to work, sir. So good luck to around the state. Good luck to our locals tomorrow night. Tickets will be punched. Go ahead at this time, shout out your favorite team in the chat. We want to hear from you. We want to see where you are watching from across the state of Louisiana right now, because there's 130 big ones tonight, and that's a Thursday night. People got work tomorrow, and you chose to be here with us tonight, so we're grateful. We're thankful for the opportunity to talk a little ball with you this evening. Fellas, we go takeaways from the quarterfinals, and doesn't matter what order you go, doesn't matter who jumps in. Let's talk a little quarterfinal football. Let's break down these matchups that we saw last week. Key takeaways. We start with Division 4 non-select. Sounds good?
Yeah.
Starting off with Haynesville, Golden Tornado beats a game-ready Greyhound team by 2 scores. The road to the Dome runs through Red Franklin Memorial Stadium. Thoughts on Haynesville?
I think this is exactly what we expected from them to come out and handle their business. I mean, 2 touchdowns, pretty convincing in the quarterfinals to win by. And
Right.
Welsh isn't a slouch either. Even without Begno as their running of their offense,
He
He
came
did
back
play.
last week.
He did play.
Yeah.
he played the whole game.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, well then that's even more impressive because I didn't even know he played.
Right.
That's incredible.
And that's probably why the score was
Yeah.
within 2 scores.
Right.
Look, Welsh is a good team.
Thoughts on Haynesville down there? The road to the
Continuing-
Dome runs through there.
Yeah, they're just continuing their dominance year after year. It's impressive that they can do that year in and year out, never miss a beat.
Small school too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Small school doing it.
Yeah, I think Welsh had a great year. They finally got a little kind of healthy, but Haynesville is just clicking on all cylinders right now. They are the number 1 team in the state in their division right now, and they're basically flexing their muscles right now.
Yeah. Hey, let me talk to you about General Trask for a second, and he was out, did not play. So correction
Okay.
on that.
Okay.
People that told me he played, shame on them.
Yeah.
General Trask, let's talk about them. They see huge lead slowly erased on the road, but they survive and upset Generette in a thriller to remember. That offense could give Haynesville problems in the semis. Cindy, at the 12 seed, still dancing.
Yeah.
Thoughts on General Trask right now?
I mean, I did not expect them to be able to score like they did against an athletic Generette team. I mean, I knew they could score, but it just felt like they just they're never out of a game right now because they can score however much they need. 1 point better, right? It's just the way it feels right now.
Yeah,
with
in
them.
this case, 2 points better, Derek.
Yeah. Trask is one of those teams that no matter what, they're going to be in it. You know, they're just they're able to score and they're able to hang with on any given day. They can give you trouble, but so I think that's going to be a very competitive ball game. But
So what you're
Haynesville-
saying is don't pencil in Haynesville just yet.
I think Haynesville. I honestly think Haynesville is the best team, but Trask can shake them up a little bit.
Yeah, this is going to be the toughest game that
Yes.
they're going to play because Trask's offense. You got to find a way to stop it.
Right.
Can Haynesville do it? That will be the question.
Yeah.
So.
Starts. Good General Trask team that we're seeing
Yeah.
playing these last couple weeks.
Better 12 seed than I think people were expecting coming
Yeah.
in.
Yeah. Oh God, yes.
How about Logansport? The rematch from a year ago has similar results. Coach McGee has his team believing they can go win the whole damn thing. Why not Logansport, fellas?
Hey, I've seen them. We saw them live. They played a really good game against Kinder earlier in the year, and
Ever since that point, they've rolled.
yeah, ever since that point, I don't think they lost a game after that. They've been undefeated since then. When Logansport's rolling and when they have things rolling on all cylinders, man, that's a tough team to beat. It doesn't matter if they're on the road or at home. You know, they'll show up to play either way. So they're gonna take a long road trip this week, but maybe they can very well. It could very well be a happy one when it's all said and done. Because don't ever count out Logansport.
Better leave Thursday.
Yeah.
No, I left today.
That was
Yeah,
this morning.
get a hotel room.
Logansport, they're playing. They're peaking right when they need to right now, and you know they're actually playing some good football. But like you said, they're going to have a tough task next week, tomorrow.
I think they built for it. I mean, you know, the rich tradition and
Right.
staying consistent.
Oh yeah, they have been doing that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think some programs travel doesn't affect as much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you think of John Curtis. If they got to go to Ruston, I feel like I'm going to get the same John Curtis I would have gotten if they're playing in New Orleans
Oh,
because
yeah,
it's
yeah.
you know, it's them in Logansport same way. Haynesville, I feel the same way about like those kind of programs. It feels like you can never discount them just for travel.
As long as you do the same thing and you have the philosophy and
Yep.
everything. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. All right.
Speaking of their counterpart, South Plaquemines answered many questions Friday night with a rout win over a Mangum team who looked like they were dome good earlier in their year. They can party like it's 2010 because they're back in the semifinals. Fellas, it may be their year.
I said it last week. South Plaque, they come with that offense that they have, and it's awkward. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
But they do have athletes down there. What we have to understand is that in that area, you know, it's close with with all the Port Sulphur,
Yeah.
Burris, and all that.
Venice.
So they got one high school to go to.
Correct.
So if you're gonna get the best of the cream of the crop of athletes,
Right.
you ain't got to split with no other schools.
Right, and you got a South Plaquemine team that, like Braden says, they have speed, and more speed. So that's when you got a community. I call it basically like it's a one school in the parish where everybody goes to.
Right.
Like you said, they're gonna get the cream of the crop, and the athletes are gonna just shine from that. It's gonna make it all come together. So.
And they're gonna be pretty good for few years. you
Yeah,
know?
they got
Sure.
a good future.
I mean, whenever I watched them play Newman in Week 10, and I saw what they were able to do. I mean, Newman's a big team. They got some big guys on their defensive
Right.
line and stuff like that. And the things that they were able to do, I was like, man, they're going to be a force in the non-select
For the next few
bracket.
years.
I mean,
I think for the
I saw
next few
at
years.
one point they took their left tackle, put him at running back, and he's gaining yards, 8 yards a pop, and just like and running good.
Was I the only one that picked South Plaquemines back for the bracket release show to win it all?
I think
I don't
so.
know.
I think you were.
I know I picked Haynesville.
I thought
Big
when
hand.
it came to this,
That's true.
yeah, when it came to this game, I thought that Mangum was going to out physical them. I thought that was going to be their key to victory.
Yeah.
But South Plaquemine has speed for days, and they were able to kind of just run around it. Congratulations to the Hurricanes, first time since 2010.
Feels like a season of destiny for them.
Third
That's what I'm saying.
third longest semifinals drought snapped this coming week. I got all of them listed. We'll talk about that a little later.
Thoughts on these two semifinal matchups this week? Haynesville General Trask, Logan Sports South Plaquemines. We start with Alex. We're giving our thoughts on these semifinal matchups this week. Haynesville General Trask, Logan Sports South Plaquemines.
Yeah, I mean, you have different styles of football being played in both matchups. It's just going to be interesting to see how these teams adjust to what the other does. Because pretty sure, well, Haynesville and Trask might have played before, but Logan Sports South Plaquemine, you
don't see that one every
You don't see that one. So it's just going to be interesting to see once the ball gets kicked off what these teams do to adjust to what each other's doing.
We got some good coaching matchups in this bracket too.
Yeah.
Chris?
Yeah, you got Haynesville. Man, they consistently do it every year in, year out.
Even in the picture.
They went to state last year and really got handed to them against Oak Grove last year. So they don't have to worry about that this year.
Right.
And in General Trask, they've been pushing at it for the past couple of years, getting there. So every year they get knocked off by a certain team.
Right.
And at the bottom with Logan Sport and South Platte, Logan Sport, I mean the 6.5, 7 hour drive.
Right. That's
I'm not sure what their travel is, if they left this evening.
I would hope so.
yeah.
Or they're gonna leave first thing in the morning, which they're gonna have to beat that traffic down there because they're building a plant down there, and right before you get to South Platte, and the traffic is horrible.
Right. So hopefully they were able to know that and get there a day earlier, because I'll be honest with you, that long a drive, bite the bullet and get those kids down there and let them rest a little bit before the game.
Yeah.
But I think both of these games right here are going to be fireworks.
I mean, they would have to get a hotel on the West Bank.
Yeah, they're leaving tomorrow at 8:30. JB just posted it.
Okay.
It was supposed to be
And
tomorrow at 8:30.
they should get there about 3-ish.
They pulling a Rustin. Leave
Yeah.
the morning of.
Yeah.
They should
I
get
like
there about
Rustin.
3-ish. You know what I'm saying? And that's perfectly,
Yeah.
perfect time to get your feet back up under you and,
Right.
make a pit stop halfway.
Right.
But that's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, I think both of these games are going to be fireworks. But like Alex said, which team will make the better adjustments as the game goes? Because that's what it's at this level. That's what it's about.
Like that.
Which team can make these in-game adjustments to make their team work better? And like I said, I think with the coaches that they have at both, at all of these teams, I think they have great coaches to where they'll be able to make some adjustments, and I think they're going to be very competitive, both of them.
Yeah. I think the easier thing to say is like, Logan Sport South Plaquemine is going to be a better game because it's a 6 versus a 2. But like Enoch said earlier, they don't feel like a normal 12 seed, this General Trask team, with their offense that they have. So I feel like that's still a game to watch because Haynesville is Haynesville until they're not Haynesville.
Right. Oh, most definitely.
But this General Trask team just feels like every time they go up against a team that should be better than them or should beat them in whatever aspect that you think, General Trask just goes out there and proves you wrong and no, we're here. You still got to play all 4 quarters against us.
Right. And like I said, but the seeding, and we talked about this last week, when you get to this point, the seeding don't mean nothing.
You deserve to be there.
1, 12, whatever the numbers next to your name, it doesn't matter. You played and won to get there.
Yep. Just call them by their name.
Right.
Don't call them by their seed.
Exactly. I think when it comes to the Haynesville General Trask, it'll be Haynesville's defense against General Trask's offense. I think that'll be the key matchup there. Is Haynesville going to be able to slow down that General Trask offense? Because we know that General Trask can put up a lot of points and they can do it quickly. So it'll be something to keep an eye on. As for Logansport and South Plaquemine, man, I think that's going to be a good game all the way through. I could see that game ending up being team that makes the final mistakes end up losing. Like maybe it's a interception or a fumble late, not necessarily an offensive thing that ends up towards going that way. But yeah, both of these matchups should be really good. I don't think either of these would be blowouts in my opinion, or at least I hope not. I hope both of these games are close.
I got a question coming back for the panel.
All
As
right.
Holton's done.
Go ahead, Holton. You good?
Haynesville's been consistent, like all we've said. Trash, I feel, is a team that a few years ago we used to talk about them a lot. I think they were like 10-0 in one. I forgot one season where they were really, really good. Just like a few years ago. So now it looks like they're starting to slowly get back to where it is.
Yeah.
I question if they had injuries in the beginning of the year because they had some bad blowout losses, and now they're beating really good teams and scoring a lot. So and on their losses in the season they didn't score a point. So I'm wondering if that's why they're a 12 seed from injuries or what happened.
I think it was 2020 last.
And
They
then-
had that really good season.
That
It was 2020.
yeah, and then Logan Sport, we've consistent, and then the South Platte team, I had Mangum going winning it all, and what they did with Mangum, speed kills, but apparently their defense does too.
Oh man.
So what you're saying is your bracket's busted like the rest of us.
I had Haynesville in them, so it's not technically busted, but
I think most of us have
only
Haynesville.
half.
It's halfway
General-
in there.
Question for Holden.
Question for the panel. This bracket here, Division 4 non-select bracket, full of great offenses. Could these two semifinal matchups be the highest scoring games of the entire Friday slate of games?
Talking about these 4 total.
Yeah.
These two games, could
No.
this bracket be the highest scoring games of the entire bracket?
I think one
No.
could, but I don't think both will be.
It'll be up there, but it won't.
One could. One has a possibility.
Oh, okay.
You say no, you say possibly.
was it
What
Lake
you think?
Providence?
No shot?
I don't think so.
No,
No shot?
no.
Some chance, not none.
Slim?
Slim.
I think there's definitely a shot.
The question is, this bracket is full of great offenses. Could these two semifinal matchups be the highest scoring games of any other game in the brackets?
I think there's definitely a shot, but I
Some,
just feel
but-
like
Not none.
The reason why I'll say it's hard is because the other teams might have explosive offenses, but they also have better defenses all around. So I think in that terms of standpoint, this could be in terms of as an overall team.
Could see both of these games sitting in the 40s, 50s, right?
Could be possible. It's possible.
But then we look like some fools, and it could be 12 to
12 to
8.
6.
But that's the thing about once you get to this point of the playoffs, like every team's offense and defense is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go. Division 4 select bracket.
Providence.
We'll go there in a second. But I got to turn things over to Enoch. Enoch, road trips this week for those two matchups before we go to the Division 4 select bracket.
All right, so we're going to do the non-select Division 4 bracket for the road trips.
Yeah.
So the longer of the two road trips is Logansport to South Plaquemine, 6 hours 11 minutes.
Safe travels, Logan Sport on the road. That's a long ways.
Very long way. Your shorter trip is General Trask at Haynesville. That's only 2 hours 38 minutes by comparison.
Hey, when you could say your shortest trip is 2 hours, my goodness.
Well,
There's only
for
2 games,
Division,
so-
well, for
Yes.
Division 4 non-select
Welcome
last
to
week,
the
if y'all
playoffs.
remember, for the quarters, Division 4, every single one of those road trips was 4 hours plus.
Yes. Welcome to the playoffs. Division 4 select bracket. We break down the matchups from a week ago. And we start off with Vermilion Catholic and St. Ed's. Fellas, I think I've learned my lesson for calling for shootouts in a ball game. Vermilion Catholic's defense felt disrespected, and they backed it up on the field Friday night. Johnny Football is every bit of advertised, and Coach Brock Prejean, boy, he had a heck of a game plan. Thoughts on that matchup?
Wow.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, dominant.
Yeah. I saw when I saw the score, I thought I was looking at something different. I thought it would probably be 60 to 48, or but I mean, VC convincingly handled it and slowed them down.
What got me is St. Ed's took the ball and drove the ball down the field and scored. And they
Nine-minute
opened it
drive.
up, a 9-minute drive. And in
DC
one play,
DC scores in one
play, you know,
And the tone
just-
of the game was
it
set the
went,
rest of the way.
oh my God, he's gone. And I mean, whenever he went, it was like one play, Jordy, we were talking about that while we were broadcasting. And then it's after that, VC stepped it up here, and their defense just totally dominated the game. and their offense just kept on scoring.
And it
Unbelievable.
seems like the defense took that one personal, and we got to take our lumps for that one because
yeah.
we saw shootout, and that was just gasoline poured on the fire, and boy, they ran with it, and that defense was playing possessed football.
Yeah, I mean, Johnny Football is my Mr. Football in the state of Louisiana. Like, to me, it's him, JT Lindsey,
He's
and
got
Xavier
30
Ford.
He's got 38 rushing touchdowns now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 3-horse race between him, Xavier Ford, and JT Lindsey for me for that award. And I don't know how you can deny it with what he's doing, with what Johnny Football is doing in the quarterfinals. Like, they're playing a good team.
He had 4 touchdowns on the ground and 2 in the air.
Yeah, he had 4 in the
my
first. He
God.
had 4 in the first half.
And he only completed 5 passes.
Yes.
He had he tied the record for most touchdowns in a UTL game.
Yeah, I mean,
for a single game record.
I mean,
Yeah, he
this
tied it.
isn't a quarterfinal game.
Yes.
Like,
Unbelievable.
This is the kind of stuff that I tried to explain to people what we were watching whenever we were watching Jawan his junior year, where he scored 9 touchdowns against De La Salle in the quarterfinals.
Right.
Like, that's the kind of performance I saw from Johnny Football. Was like he just took over and was like, okay, we're setting the pace of this game. Like, you got to keep up with me now.
Right.
And the rest of his team rallied behind him. And what I really liked about D'Artes was, and I texted my buddy after I was watching the replay, was that any time the defense would step off the field, D'Artes was the first person off of VC sideline out there shaking hands, getting his teammates hyped and stuff like that. If they scored, D'Artes was in the end zone immediately with him. It just seemed like everyone was rallied behind him, and he had really good leadership.
That's a young man that's played every down since his freshman year.
Right.
So
Unbelievable, man.
and Miss Lauren makes a great point here. How about that offensive line, Gary? They're not
The Legion.
They're not the biggest offensive line in the world, but my God, their technique is good.
They're
That's the
so
Legion right there,
fundamentally
Jordy.
sound. Fundamentally sound. You don't have to be the biggest guy in the world, but if you know how to play,
Hey,
you.
I'll say
that's,
this:
that's
if Brody Southwell is your offensive line coach, you can do a heck of a lot worse than him. He's one of the better offensive line coaches in the state, in my
Well,
opinion.
you got to remember, VC's never oversized. They're pretty much always, whenever you get into these deep playoff teams, they're normally the undersized team, but they're always just perfectly coached, and all of their students just buy in fully to the technique that the coaches have taught them. And I mean, you see the results every year.
Right. Well, it's fundamentally
I
sound.
enjoyed the pregame.
Fundamentally, yes.
Oh yeah, man, that was something.
That was awesome.
Saga
Right.
after the game
That
started.
was a cool first
Get
game.
to see it
experience.
again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hey, the rematch from the regular season between Kentwood and Southern Lab. You saw a great defensive battle. You fast forward to the quarterfinals, and my goodness, both offenses exploded. A complete turnaround from what we saw in the regular season.
Right.
Gary,
Yeah.
the water tower in the playoffs is different.
You're right.
Roos are scoring a lot of points through 3 rounds right now. Watch out for the Roos.
You're right. And this last game was under the water tower. With the first one was under the water tower. The second one was not. And then this one was the last one was under the water tower, and this one here is not going to be there. It's going to be at Screaming Eagle Stadium, but they're scoring. They're actually putting up some numbers, and VC's defense. Once again, we're talking about that. They're going to have to step it up to slow them down. But can Kentwood slow down VC's offense? That's going to be the $1 million question. So that's why I'm saying I'm looking for a lot of excitement and fireworks. The literal fireworks at the beginning of the game, but I mean, I'm looking for fireworks on the field.
I'm not calling no more shootouts.
Nope.
No, I think it doesn't have to be a shootout. I think it's going to be a good game, a good tight-knit game. That's what I feel.
Chris?
Well, when you get teams in this far in the playoffs, every game going to be a good one.
Yeah.
I don't see the Cinderella's got their Crocs on right now. So
Yeah.
I don't see this being like a Kentwood is not really a 12 seed.
Yeah.
Oh God, no, man.
So it should be a good game.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know what we're going to see out of these two teams. They could flip the script on us and make it a defensive
You're
game.
good, you can have-
But I think either way,
Nice
it's
little
gonna
8-6, 7-6 game, huh?
it's gonna be a good
17,
game no
14.
matter what the score is. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out.
You watched some film?
Yeah, I mean, Kentwood, what's most impressive, yes, they're fast, but they're so young.
Oh yeah.
Like their quarterback is a sophomore,
Yeah.
and so is one of their good, very, very good receivers. They have about 4 or 5 great receivers, and they're both sophomores. Their line is young. Like, that's what was most impressive to me, because I saw their roster and I was like, okay, they have a lot of young guys. I'm sure they'll have, like, you know, some normal underclassmen mistakes and stuff, but I mean, you just watch them play and it's like they are flying around the field.
At this time of the season, you know,
They've
experience.
They've played so much and they
Right.
play good teams,
Right,
you
so
know.
they experience. So it's,
Yeah. And especially playing a good team like Southern Lab twice,
Yeah.
you know, that levels you up a lot, you know, because Southern Lab, whether or not they're a 13 seed, whether or not they lost in the quarterfinals, that's a really good team.
You're
They
right.
were still the champs.
Yeah.
the state
Yeah.
champ.
I mean, a lot of people had them pegged going to the semifinals. Some people had them pegged going to the final. Like it's not something to scoff at that, oh, they just kind of, you know, got Southern Lab and whatever. But, yeah, Kentwood is very, very
They're playing
impressive.
the best ball right now, to sum
Yeah.
it up.
Great time to do it, too.
Yeah.
Covenant Christian, Ouachita Christian. A Ouachita Christian championship DNA and the road dog mentality has been the story of the playoffs. They end Covenant Christian's dream undefeated season, and they find themselves right back to where they were a year ago. Fellas, heart broke a year ago, and they have a shot to make all things right. Can they do it?
I think a lot of people were a little concerned about Ouachita Christian's strength of schedule.
Yeah.
Coming into the playoffs, I believe they had went 9-0 coming in. I could be wrong. They might have lost one game.
They lost to
earlier
Oak
in the year.
Grove.
Well, that was the last game of the season, correct?
Oh, I thought you were talking about coming into playoffs. But
Yeah. Well, they had won all of their games, and then they ended up losing pretty convincingly to Oak Grove at home.
Week 10.
It was week 10, yes. Oak Grove came in that stadium and snapped that undefeated streak that the Ouachita Christian had. But I think Ouachita Christian, when they lost that game, they burned that footage. They picked themselves up, dust themselves off. I was like, all right, it's playoff time now, guys. That loss doesn't matter anymore. We're going to drop a little bit. We're going to play in the first round. Big deal. Let's go out there and
Let's handle
play our
business at
game.
home.
Exactly.
And then we'll do the rest on the road.
Absolutely. So they Ouachita Christian knows how to win. They're one of those teams. Good tradition, good program. They're not daunted by this task of having to play 3 road games to get to the dome. It's just, hey, it's another week. It's another business trip. You know?
Great season for Covenant Christian. One of the undefeateds to fall this week.
Right.
Last week.
Hats off to them. Good. Yeah, they were a really good team,
Yeah,
man. They were
Covenant
really good.
Christian had a great season going, but Ouachita Christian, you know, just the history of Ouachita Christian is just
They're never
it's
out of it.
scary. They're never out of it, no matter what. I mean, and that dates back to a long time ago when they first formed the school. They've always been consistent, and especially in football. And like I said, they just basically, like you said, took that loss at the end of the year. Then they just sometimes a loss wakes you up,
You
and
remember,
I think that's what it did.
you remember a year ago they were winning by 15 with what, less than 8 minutes to play in the
Right.
fourth quarter against Southern Lab,
Yeah.
and their hearts got broke on that field. Well, they got a shot to redemption, and here right back in the semifinals.
Right.
You got to think that they're a team on a mission.
Oh yeah, they've got everything set in front of them, and all they have to do is go get it.
Yep. Next game, Riverside and Ascension Catholic. They battled in the quarters. It was the battle of the running backs, and my goodness, did it live up to the hype. Riverside's quest for redemption falls in the quarters. And year one for Coach Narcisse has his guys knocking on the doorsteps after a big quarter-final win. What a job Coach Narcisse has done in year one, and what a phenomenal running back Mr. Elzy is.
Oh God, yes. I mean, you can't you can't say anything but amazing job. I mean, this game must have been electric. I mean, that's just whenever you see you know this type of scoring output, you know, I think it's just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, so I watched this game on BSN. Ascension Catholic does all their games on BSN, and this was Riverside is very good. Dedrick Lasty, if he had about 100 pounds more on him and about 5 inches more, He'd be the best player in the state, and everyone would be talking about him all over the country.
All 5, 6 of them.
Because
Yeah.
even how he is right now, I mean, he is electric. He's great. Chad Elsey, I feel like, does not get talked about nearly enough as he should with what he's able to do. I mean, I don't think I've ever watched a game where he underperforms or doesn't just put the team on his back at some point and, like, here, I'll take y'all through this drive. Like, get on my back, let's go,
Another
with
6
my
touchdown
guys.
night, right?
Yeah.
And then on top of all that, he had a great night. AC won the game and stuff. This might have been the worst game AC has played this year in the quarterfinals. And so getting through that, I think, is a very positive thing for them. Because if you can get that bad game out of the way now, I think going into the semifinal game,
Right.
they will have learned a lot from Friday night, getting ready for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to play a bad game.
Yeah,
to
you
record it.
get the bad game out the way and win. That's good.
Yeah. Most
I mean,
definitely.
Yeah, because with I listened to most of the interview that Lil Narcisse did with the Hash It Out show Tuesday night. Y'all go check that one out. The transition from player to coach and whatnot. He had the serious injury, and then moving into coaching almost seamlessly. Honestly, I think he's built for it. And the way that he has Ascension Catholic rolling right now, we're gonna hear about his teams a lot more. They're gonna. Ascension Catholic is going to constantly be in this quarterfinal, semifinal, and state championship picture, I think, as long as he's going to be there.
And the last time we've seen Ascension Catholic play for a title was the year they played y'all guys,
2018, yes.
2018. So it's been a while. They got a shot.
Man, to say Narcisse, with all the adversity that he went through, as a player, and to fall in this job, fall in his lap, and he did this job. And I'm not gonna say fall in his lap, but for him to get this job, and to be doing what he's doing right now is amazing.
Yeah.
Correct.
In year one,
Yeah.
because
They seem like he never could get over the hump of that quarterfinal hump, and now
right,
they're a win away.
and
Right.
it may take just that little push behind the coach, a tough coach. You know what I'm saying? And he got him going good, man.
I mean, and this isn't one of the tougher brackets. This Division 4 Select, in my opinion, is one of the tougher brackets to get through. Because, I mean, you got so many teams up and
Yeah.
down. I mean, 1 through 13, you can be like, I can see them in the dome.
Right.
And so, like, doing that in year one in this bracket,
I mean, just think about if St. A was on the other side of the bracket.
Yeah.
So it's amazing.
Question for the panel, and I want your thoughts on this. Division 4 Select seems like in these two bracket games, it's similar matchups. Speed versus the power run. Your thoughts?
Speed kills.
Yeah.
You got speed with Kentwood. You got power run with VC. You got speed with Ouachita Christian. You got power run with Ascension Catholic.
In order for, it's my opinion.
Yep.
Because this is an opinionated show.
Right.
I would take the speed over the power in there. Because
football field's a big field.
Yeah.
A lot of speed.
you have, I mean, now if your identity is downhill, yes, give me power. But if your identity is on offense, yeah. But on defense, you gotta have that same speed on defense to get to that,
I would argue that your defense, on average, has to be faster than your offense in some instances.
That's why I would take speed over power.
Yeah. That's a very good point, man.
And these matchups, both of these teams, they looking at the same thing, VC and Kentwood, speed and power. But I think VC brings both to the table.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say that too.
Get a little more
when we talk about OCS, we're talking about they spread things out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're going to spread things out. Kentwood's going to spread things out. And then AC, they're coming downhill. Vermilion Catholic, they're coming downhill.
Yeah, but you'll be surprised how much, I don't know how much games you'll watch of Ascension Catholic. They spread the ball out a lot because they want to get LZ on the outside, or they want to get their quarterback on the outside a little bit and give him a one-on-one matchup before the cavalry comes in, see if he can break a tackle and then break out. So I mean, they're a heavy run. They're both heavy run teams, Ascension Catholic and Vermilion Catholic, but but they do like to utilize space.
Right.
I mean, I know VC uses double tight a lot and stuff, but I feel like they still utilize space very well.
They did. They utilized it very well last time. We saw it.
I'm gonna tell you, you know, VC's gonna run the ball. When they throw the ball, they're precise and you know on target. I've never seen someone throw such a pretty ball in my life. You know,
Damn, Gary.
I mean, I'm telling you, when you can hit people in stride, over people, in between people, I mean, it's just it's amazing. I mean, I'm sorry.
All you had to do was look at 5 passes.
That's what I'm saying. 5 passes, and you know how many of them was touchdowns? 2.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I think that's awesome.
We will see.
All right.
I thought you were.
Division 3 non-select. Let's talk about
Want
this
to do
bracket.
the road trip?
Yeah,
Let's go about
let's
it?
do the road trip.
Select Division 4.
All right.
Select Division 4.
So the 2 road trips for Select Division 4. Your longer road trip is going to be a Ouachita Christian at Ascension Catholic, 4 hours 7 minutes. The shorter road trip will be Kentwood at Vermilion Catholic, where you can watch right here on Under the Lights tomorrow night, 6:40 p.m. 2 hours 35 minutes for the Roos.
Bruce, they're gonna travel.
They're going to travel to Screaming Eagle Stadium.
And they're gonna travel well.
There's standing room only, like it was for St. Ed's, because St. Ed's traveled very well last week too. So I expect the same.
They might
Ouachita
bring the
Christian,
water
another
tower.
program.
Hey, maybe they can unhook the water tower and bring it and put it on the end.
On the flatbed trailer.
That whole
That's
community is
fun.
going to be at the
Lay it
game,
down,
so
right?
they don't
man.
need it. The whole community is going to be at the game.
Oh yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Right, and you look at Vermilion Catholic and get there early.
Oh yeah, most
Yeah,
definitely.
get there early for sure, man.
Absolutely. Division 3
Early
non-select bracket. We go back to the quarterfinals, and you look at St. James and Pine. St. James eyes a redemption season after they cruise into the semifinals to set up a huge rematch that the entire state will be talking about. Earning that 1 seed has so much meaning. It's going to be a great environment down there in downtown Vatry, Louisiana. Standing room only. St. James, 1 seat, they get the semis at home.
Yes, they're on cruise control, Jordy. They just basically they want to, you know, basically that was the best game in my eyes last year,
And they got a bad taste.
and they got a bad taste in their mind. They come out on the short end of the stick last year. They are gunning for the dome again, so look out. I think that they were set for it.
Yeah, I mean those 2 teams, man. We sat down, we watched that game, and for St. James to be up on Union and Union to make that comeback,
Yeah.
and find the kahunas to go for it on 2,
And get it.
And get it.
and get it, and
And get it.
you know that speaks volumes. But that was their 6th trip to the dome in a row. So Union they
4.
Yeah, 4.
fourth,
That's it.
yeah, 4th. But still, that's still
That's still a lot. That's a
Yeah.
lot.
You know, so it's gonna be a good game. I think this game and
Car Catholic.
Carl Catholic, Rustin Destrehan,
Bunky Dunham.
yeah, Bunky Dunham. These are going, but this game here, man, is like a
It's circled.
it's like
Big
it's
circle.
like it's a rematch. Let's just say we'd have pulled it off last week and the City Operation game would have happened this week. That'd have been another one.
Yeah.
You know, but this game here, I'm looking forward to it. Troy, I'll be in the house, so
Come on now.
Hey, on the beautiful downtown Vassar, yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I love seeing rematches of state title games, whether it be quarter, semis, whenever, you know, because that's always it always feels like it gets kicked up a notch, you know. Whether it happens in the first round, second round, third, fourth, it doesn't matter to me.
This one's got a lot of meaning behind it.
Yeah, I
It
think
has a lot
I
of
think,
meaning.
I think this game in the finals, because you still be a runner up, you lose, but to get there, that's you know that game is gonna mean something to either team.
Yeah.
You know, whoever gets there, you know,
Who's punching their ticket?
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you know they're gonna be gunning for it. You know St. James basically flexed their muscles, you know, against Pond, and then Union Parish they flex their muscles against Kinder. So they just basically saying, hey,
Convincing.
convincing games. And so this game right here that's coming up, that's gonna, like you said, rematch. Man,
I think
it's gonna
when
be a
I think when
heavyweight
the
fight.
bracket, I think when the bracket came out, those two teams saw where they were placed at, and that's all it was eyeing on.
Yeah,
And we were one seed away from potentially seeing it back in the finals.
yeah,
Yeah.
they should be.
Yeah.
They would have
Union
been one
would've
seed
dropped
off.
to the
We could have
six.
seen this rematch in the dome, but we get it a week early, and the fans get what they wanted since the brackets came out.
Right.
And semifinal football, it's going to be some fun. That other matchup with Union Parish, Kinder sees a special senior class play their final time, and Union Parish tries to send their senior class out, going back to back, trying to make it to the dome 5 straight years, plus the time when they played in Natchitoches.
Yeah.
But the rematch.
Yeah.
The rematch is we get brought up a lot tonight.
No, yeah, most definitely, most definitely. This is probably going to be one of the most highly anticipated games in the state.
I mean,
Top
I'll
three.
say this about that game. And look, I have a lot of respect for Kinder's program. You know, good friends with a lot of those guys, Mr. Sonye, Drew Scully.
We watched their senior class grow up on this
Yeah.
platform.
Yeah, exactly. But I felt coming into that game, I felt like Kinder might have had a chance, but Union Parish just has, dude, they can out physical just about anybody in the state.
Trying to go back to back.
Yep, and they're one of those that downhill running, absolutely physical beasts on defense or whatnot. Union Parish is always going to be a tough out for anybody. As
Man,
long as
that's
it's
a
been
great
these
point
last
there.
5 years. Let's see.
That's a great point there. And you
Yeah.
know,
That's
you know,
true. That's true.
I
Yeah.
usually don't let things slip past, and I let that
Yeah.
one slip.
Yeah, I didn't realize that either.
When I was doing the research for the last semifinals appearance, I was like, wait a minute, that's the same one. I should have written it down, but yeah, it flipped because we saw Union Parish and Gina live, and then Sterlington had to play St. James.
That's cool.
So
Let's go to the next matchup, Oak Grove, Sterlington, boys. If I was a betting man, well, I mean, I was on the cruise ship, play a little roulette.
You won anything?
I put it on black 3 straight times, and it hit red 3 straight times. So if I was y'all, I would not go with Holly's Lock of the Week this week because she done lost 2 of them in a row.
Oh, man.
Holly's Lock of the Week falls again. Oak Grove's quest for a three-peat falls at home. Coach Lee Doty has Sterlington playing home semifinal football after a big-time road win over a really good Oak Grove team. Thoughts, fellas?
Yeah, that was
This
probably,
is one of my more anticipated
Don't
games.
bet with Holly.
that's probably my shock of the whole week of
Yeah.
playoffs. Right there, just
Yeah. That was a
I didn't
close
see it
game,
coming.
though, Jordy. That
Well,
was,
the thing
that a
was
close
about that game because Sterlington jumped up 14-0. Next time I checked it, it was 20-7. The next time I checked it, it was a 1-point game again. Then Sterlington got another touchdown, couple of touchdowns. Excuse me. Oak Grove comes back, and then just at the very end or whatnot, it ends up being 43-39 at the end. Be like, oh, man, it was it seemed like it was a great game all the way through, but it seemed like it was one of those games where Sterlington would go up 1 or 2 touchdowns. Oak Grove was able to answer the call and get it back close.
playing-
But Sterlington,
They were playing Chase the
yes,
whole
they were
game.
playing chase, but in the end, Sterlington had that last foot forward to
Right.
get the victory there.
Gotcha.
You know, it's a really darn good Oak Grove team. So hats off to Sterlington for getting a big win in hostile territory. So
Well, that was like you said, it was they were playing chase, and they just never could. But that that tells me that that's 2 good football teams right there. And the old saying, it's a shame one has to lose, but
Yeah.
somebody
Yeah.
has to lose. And Sterlington came out on top on that one. So great job.
good little rivalry gets an extra boost for coming into next year because you know that both of those teams they don't really care for each other. They've played each other about 46 times now consistently. And Sterlington's like, hey, we got a playoff win on y'all now. A little bit of bragging rights when they play next year.
Right. Let's go to
If they
the
play next year.
final bracket game here. Gina and Lorville tangled Friday night. Gina Lorville, what a game it was. Turnovers were the difference in this one. Gina, in front of a huge crowd, sends the Giants back to the semis for only the 2nd time in school history.
I'll start it off with this. I called Bryson after the game, and he was like, it was one of those games where it felt like Lorville, they had their chances, but those turnovers ended up killing them. They had a little bit of undisciplined play early on that kind of had them behind the 8 ball. But it was close all the way through. I mean, 4-point game, can't really ask for it to be much closer than that.
Right.
But Gina now is in the semifinals for the second time ever and the second year in a row.
Yes.
So the Gina Giants getting hot, and I think coming into this year we were a little worried because Gina had a pretty senior-heavy class
Correct.
last year. But those kids that came up would be like, hey, look, those seniors may be gone, but
Ever since the Bunky game, they've kicked things into high gear.
Right.
yeah, it was another one of those cases where, bad loss, but put it to the side and just move forward.
Man, just imagine if Bunker was in this bracket.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
Let's
That's a
see.
good-
And a meet.
Yeah.
Right. Either one.
Yeah,
We're moving on. What?
I'm trying to see. Oh, that would be some fun.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see the matchups. Yeah. Question for the panel, and give me your thoughts here. Division 3 non-select.
All right.
When a team, now hear me correctly here.
Yep.
When a team feels like no one is giving them a chance in the entire state, and they accept the underdog role, do you think a team like that is more dangerous in a win and get in type of situation like Gina is this week? No one is giving them a shot this week. Do you think a team like that's more dangerous whenever they're accepting the underdog role in a win and get in type of situation?
It can be. It can be.
Go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, that's if you're already the underdog and you're the only one that believes in you, you have the best chance to go and upset somebody because it doesn't matter what everybody else thinks. But if you believe and you run through a brick wall at 100 miles an hour, you can beat anybody.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, yeah, at a certain point you got to be realistic. But in this case, I mean, Gina can go and shock the entire state Friday night.
Chris, your thoughts about whenever those situations occur?
Man, at this point, semifinals, I don't think it means anything. Some teams, even if it was let's say if it's a 1-2 matchup in the finals, I mean, if you come to play, you come to play, regardless of the fact. Look at Logansport. They got to travel down to 7 hours to go play.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if they come out there with a win, those 7 hours, those 14 hours was well worth it.
Oh yeah, and then they're gonna do it again the following week.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, we talk about
Go ahead, Gary.
Anytime you get to this point, whether it's a 1 seed, a 5 seed, a 10 seed, a 13 seed, it doesn't matter because you're in the semis. Like we said earlier, those numbers in front of your name mean absolutely nothing because on any given day somebody can be beat.
Any given Friday,
somebody
I like
can be
it.
beat. Now, there's a lot of things that you got to look at that. I mean, if you have injuries, then you basically have a harder time. But if both teams stay healthy and they're playing and hitting each other on all cylinders, it could be anything that happens. And so I'd say the lower seed. Okay, you don't believe in us. Okay, we believe in ourselves, and that's how they're going to play, and that's the mindset.
Yeah, I think it really depends on the makeup of the team and what they've done previously. Like, I feel like both Alex and Chris are right in the sense that your team, if they think that it's just us against the world, we're all we need, and we're going to run through anyone in our way,
Right.
that's very dangerous. But then also there's a flip side of the team that is the favorite in that is thinking, okay, it's us and everybody against them, and we're gonna roll over them. So let's go show them why we're the favorite or something like that. I think it can work both ways, depending on how your coaching staff and community is handling it with your players. Because if the community and stuff is gonna convince players, oh, you don't even have to show up, y'all roll over them. Well, that's whenever you see the big upsets happen and stuff like that. But if y'all rally behind the favorite also, then that's where you get the great battles of an underdog that you didn't see coming in challenging them, and it's kind of a back and forth game. So I feel like you're going to get a lot of that this week.
Yeah, I think there is a good point of it too, because if you're deemed an underdog, and if you accept that role, then you're going to come into a game with nothing to lose. You know,
Hair on fire.
play with your hair on fire, run through that brick wall 100 miles an hour. You know, and when you're the favorite, you have to be careful about that because you are the favorite because you're expected to at least be on paper better.
Right.
You know, but if you don't play to your potential, or you play sloppy, or you underestimate them just a little bit, take them for granted just a little bit, it can bite you in the long run. So you have to be careful when it comes to that mentality, but you could also just run with the mentality of like, hey, put the ball down, let's go. It doesn't matter if we're underdogs, doesn't matter if we're favorites, let's just play.
Oh,
Yeah, I just feel I'm different. I feel like that all stops in regional play. I just feel at this point nobody should need motivation or anything like that. I think that's the first 2 rounds of the playoffs that the disrespect thing kind of ends, you know, as far as Cinderellas and stuff goes. Whenever you make it out of regional, nobody's
well, you tell me, besides the community of Gina, who's picking Gina this week?
I feel like there's a
Yeah.
decent amount. I don't.
The entire state's picking Sterlington this week. I'm telling you. Go look at all the posts up north.
I mean, yeah, I get it, but that's the bad thing. You can't look. Who cares what those people say?
Because what? Because Sterlington took down Oak Grove, who won the state title last year.
I know, I get it, but who cares? You got to worry about.
I mean, in the
you.
end, yeah,
In the end,
you still have to.
You play for you.
Yeah.
You worry about other people say, then you start getting distracted.
Well, you know the old saying, you can't worry about what other people think. You got to worry about what's in your locker room and what you pushing
Yeah.
forward. So
You can
that's-
only control what you
think
can
about that.
control.
And they got a great football coach over there, Coach Rourke.
Mhm.
He'll have his guys ready to play against whoever lines up next week.
Yep.
Road trip.
Road trips for both of these teams in Division 3 non-select. The longer of the 2 road trips will be Union Parish at St. James, 4 hours, 47 minutes. That's it's a good little drive there. Your shorter road trip is going to be Gina at Sterlington. They're only about an hour and 20 minutes apart.
Good deal.
Yeah.
So it won't be a long road trip for them, but for Union Parish, they're probably going to be leaving early in the morning to make it down to Vacherie for that one.
Looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah.
Division 3 select. Why you lean back in your chair?
We got to talk about this one, Jordy.
Yes, we do.
We can't go to the next. We can go to the next
Hey,
one.
you
Yeah?
gotta talk about it. You gotta
So we
talk
need to
about
pull that helmet, put
Yeah.
it
it.
right
You
there.
just, hey,
Oh
you
my
just first up.
Just first up.
You take your leg next, huh?
Yeah.
We're all on the couch this week, boys.
We can go next.
Yeah.
next
At least
go
we
to
were
our
off the
weekend.
couch for a little while.
Yeah.
We're all on the couch this week, boys.
It's his paper just came up first, right?
That's right. Starting off with Dunham and LCA last week. Dunham stuns LCA late to end the night's streak of consecutive trips to the state title game. Elijah Haven has Dunham 1 win away from going back to the big dance. Was only there a few years back. 2022. Dunham stuns LCA, boys.
Yep. Man, you know, we were watching this game when we were calling our game, and man, it was just going back and forth. It was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and so
I think right when our game ended, I pulled it up on my phone because Jordy went to go down to do the player of the game interview. We pulled it up.
Victory
and then-
formation. That's a bad time to pull it up.
No.
Haven was taking a knee.
No, because when I pulled it up, it was that pass that got tipped in the air, and Dunham's guy ended up intercepting it, I believe. And so he intercepts it,
I don't
and
know
then
what
on
you're
the
talking about.
first, well, so,
Yes.
yeah, and then on the first
He
play,
knows what we're talking
He's
about.
right.
first play of that drive, Dunham throws like a 30-something yard strike for the touchdown to take the lead. So
Play for play.
it was one of those things, you know.
Rub it in.
Yeah, thanks for letting me relive that one, Enoch. But
No,
no, I
man.
mean,
Whenever I tuned in, Chris,
Mm.
it was the sideline.
it was
it was
victory
this
formation.
from the sideline, and I was walking down the stairs after that.
Yeah, I mean, it was a game where we're up 30-13 at the start of the fourth quarter,
Yeah.
Close the
and
door.
just simply not putting them away. And I think it's part of our inexperience. I mean, we had maybe 6 people with 6 starters returning on both sides of the ball, like total. You know, so I think part of it was that. Part of it was going through everything they did this year. They kind of felt like they had already put it away. But whenever you're playing a team like Dunham, that's coached as well as they are, that has the players they do, they're not going to quit and stuff.
Right.
You know, I think our inexperience kind of kicked us a little bit, and yeah, we just got to put them away. If we score whenever we're up 30-13, we had the ball.
30-13.
And if we
man,
score
that's
right there, I mean,
crazy.
that's kind of the icing. It's really hard to come back
Yeah.
37-13 now. And so I think it just
It shows
So
you
y'all
Dunham's never out of it.
So y'all ruined the plans for Underlights to be a bunky.
They sure
They
sure
did.
did. All because Jordy was trying to rub it in my face all playoffs long.
You
But-
have to make a decision next week.
Jordy wouldn't do that, huh?
Never.
No, I mean,
Nah, never. He would never
I
do
feel
that.
I feel bad for these seniors that left LCA. They feel like they let the community down and stuff like that, and that's not at all how we feel, you know. And so like after the game, a lot of them like very emotional, obviously, and stuff like that. And but yeah, just keep your heads up, guys. I mean, the streak couldn't last forever. Everyone knew that.
All
Yeah.
You know?
streaks come to an end,
That
but
senior class has a state title ring though.
No, that's why I was saying that's a little bit more bittersweet. Of like they're the first class in a long time that hasn't gotten one. So
shows you Dunham's never out of it.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
dude, they
for sure.
never quit. They were coming like crazy. I mean, look, they're undersized too. And like I'll say it, they know it.
Except the 6'8" quarterback.
Yeah, except for their 6'6" quarterback and
There
their
you go.
6'4" receiver. I mean, but like they're undersized everywhere else. But they're like VC. They're just playing with a fire underneath them.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. They believe they can win.
Well, they say, go out and catch it, I'll throw it.
And like even though we were the 9 seed and they were the 1 seed, it felt like they still felt like they were the underdogs, even,
Right.
just
Right.
because we're LCA, you know, like that.
LCA.
We've dome runs and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and it felt like they played like that also. Like, and but yeah, I mean, hats off to Dunham. You know, they never quit, and we should have put them away.
Right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Let's talk Bunky Jules Sumner. They say the old saying, defense wins championships. And we saw it Friday night. It took a goal line stand. It took a pick six from Patterson himself to send Bunky to the semifinals. When nothing is going right, but you know the heart, you know the resilient group that you have on your sideline, it was a gutsy win. Guess what, fellas? 48 minutes waits from the carpet, 8 more quarters from a ring. That's how close Bunky is.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
been to the dome.
Nope. Longest semifinal streak.
86,
88.
88.
1988.
I got them all on that paper, but that is the longest streak that got snapped as far as semifinals appearances.
I mean, to get like from what I've heard and from around Bunky is that they might have played their worst game last week
They
against
did.
Jules Sumner.
Yeah.
And
They
again,
And they got out of there with a win, like we were talking about earlier.
Chris
That
just
is
said, yeah.
that is massive for you to be able to get out of a win on your worst game, especially in the playoffs.
Right.
And two
I mean-
big defensive stands.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
and all year long, people has been talking more about Bunky's offense. Really, I mean, I know we on this show have been talking a lot about their defense, you know, but I feel like around the state, people have been lauding their offense more than anything.
Right.
And for their defense to show up like it did, I mean, that's a good Jules Sumner team too.
Chris,
Correct.
it takes more than a good offense to win a state title, right?
it does. And you gotta have the. Sometimes the defense gotta carry the offense.
Right.
Sometimes the offense gotta carry the defense.
That's how it works in
defense,
football.
The defense gotta do it just enough to, sustain the pressure from the other team. Again, Bunky, they say they played their worst game of the season, and they came out there with a win. Okay,
In the quarterfinals.
yeah,
They may very well feel like nothing can stop them now.
right. So
Yeah, but you still don't want to be too overconfident. on
well,
Oh, they
I-
won't-
I-
they
I-
won't be.
I don't
They
think
won't.
I don't think they are, because I think they're more excited.
I think they know the opportunity that they
Right.
have for their
Right.
community, for their team.
Right.
It's right there.
Right.
It's right there.
Right there.
And I can only go back to from last year when we went. It wasn't, the kids wasn't cocky. They wasn't this and that. They didn't even know the severity of what they were doing.
Right. Yeah, because these kids, they don't know the history of
Right.
88. Like, none of them are
Like-
thinking about that.
Like those kids,
No, they're thinking
they
about
those
right now.
kids, they wanted it. Like, okay, well, it's time to go home.
We want it
Yeah.
for us, like, we want it.
You know, like, no, dude, y'all don't know what y'all just did.
Right?
You know, so in Bunky's case, they're gonna feel the effects of that when they get older. You know, the alum of Bunky know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They just going out there and playing ball. and that's what you want.
Yeah, that's what you want to tell them too. You don't want to put all this extra pressure
Yeah.
on them to do
Yeah.
all these extra things for all these community. Is you want them to go out there and play their game because that's what's worked for them also all season long.
Right.
Shame we won't get one more game in the Grove this year, man.
Battle of the Undefeated's first
Shame we're
of
not
2
gonna get
this
another
week.
game in the
Yes,
Grove.
Right.
sir. Battle of the Undefeateds. Dunham, Bunkie, 48 minutes from the carpet, 8 quarters away from a ring, potentially, for these two. You still got a bottom side of the bracket
That is
Right.
that
scary.
we have to talk about. And we start with Calvary Baptist. To be the champ, you got to go beat the champ, correct, Gary?
You're right.
And Calvary Baptist has been looking every bit of the state champs from a year ago.
Right.
It's going to take a complete game to beat Calvary Baptist in this playoffs.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Calvary Baptist is just, they're clicking on all cylinders right now. Their defense is playing good. Their offense is scoring points.
This
look
looks,
out.
This looks like 2023 Calvary
Per-
all over again.
Pretty much. It could be a definite repeat.
Go get the film when they took their loss.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a lot of teams are doing now. They're going back to see, okay, let me see what happened when they lost.
Yeah.
I know what's gonna happen when they win.
Yeah.
And Franklin Parish, they're the only ones that popped them this year.
Oak Grove
Right.
too.
I know Grove too, but I mean,
And no.
yeah. But they're never just on a different level.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a different thing.
Yeah. But they're still ranked number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Oak Grove
So
Yeah.
that's an interesting. It's gonna be a good game this week. Now I'll say this game here has a chance of being high score.
High scoring.
Yeah. I think so too.
Y'all want me to go to this next one?
Yeah, go
Yeah,
to
go
it.
ahead.
We ready for it.
Yeah, let's
Gary?
go.
Gary, when we sat there inside that little booth,
Watching them for the jamboree. What'd we say?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, all 9 of them can't lose.
Yeah.
Gary, when we watched them for the jamboree,
Right.
because these two play each other at the end,
Mm-hmm.
so we
We got one.
so
Bare minimum.
we're saved somehow, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Get us a helmet, Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need one.
This is out of all 80 helmets that we got on display. This is the only ones we have that are still left in the semifinals.
Out of the 32 teams.
We accept donations.
Yeah.
Gary, we watched Catholic New Iberia in that little booth
Yeah.
in the jamboree, and we said, you know what? This team looks like they can go win a state title, and that's a bold statement to say back in the jamboree.
At a jamboree. Yeah.
At a jamboree, they looked every bit of state championship good in a jamboree.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a bold statement. Well, Gary, they backed it up.
Mm-hmm. And they
Ro-
one win away from the title game.
The Road Dogs, the Panthers, knock off the 2 seed in upset fashion by sending a statement to the rest of the bracket. No one will believe in them because of what side of the bracket they're on, but I would not count out the Panthers just yet, fellas. Thoughts on Catholic and New Iberia?
They that lost last year to Lake Charles Prep in the playoffs,
Yeah, early.
Early.
Yeah, I think it was second round if I'm not mistaken.
and
huh?
that they turned it around after that.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember the year before they knocked Prep out of the playoffs,
Yep.
so Prep returned the favor, I guess it's what we call it.
And then let's talk about this real quick. Since that monsoon back in week 1,
Yeah.
they have not been in a close game since, huh?
I don't think so.
No,
Pull it up.
No.
No.
And they played Notre Dame in that stretch too.
Yeah.
yeah, and they convincingly beat Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So, you want to say Cinderella, or just underlooked because of the
Overlooked.
Yeah.
I think overlooked just because they're on the same
Yeah.
side as who they're playing tomorrow.
that and who's in that bracket?
Yeah,
that's what
overall.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Overall. You know, because they could easily have been.
Look, and I'll tell you,
Oh, Lord.
anyone in this bracket,
Y'all let me go 2 brackets without my questions. Go ahead, y'all finish.
anyone who's in this bracket, like you said, like they were overlooked because they're in this bracket. Anyone who's in this bracket, we knew how dangerous they were. You know, like we know. I mean, Luke Landry's probably my favorite non-LCA player to watch this year. I mean, that kid will stand in the pocket, take a hit, and deliver a strike for a touchdown anywhere on the
I
field.
asked the question last time.
And what's really impressive what's really impressive about Catholic and New Iberia is their defense.
Right.
Like their offense is very good with Jaden Mitchell and Luke Landry and everything, but their defense and how Hidalgo has just led them to just an incredible year. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked at a
I got
at
a
big
big
game,
question for the
but
panel.
defense
All
is very good.
All right, give us a
So-
question.
Big question for the
He
panel.
slapped the table. It's a very big question.
Oh yeah, he went there.
Division 3
Guilty.
select bracket. Everyone across the state already has Dunham Cavalry penciled in, and most brackets before the playoffs began had those two playing for a state title. Fellas, how close are we from an all-local state championship final? Your thoughts if we get Bunkie Catholic and New Iberia?
It's possible.
It's possible. I think it's
It's
possible.
very possible.
We say Bunkie is local.
Bunkie's
Bunkie's
local.
They're local. They're
Bunkie-
close. They're about
they-
45
You
minutes.
know where I live?
He
He
lives
lives
right
closer
down the
to
street
Bunkie
from
than he
Bunkie.
does Port Barry.
Bunkie is.
I live 25
right.
minutes from Bunkie.
Bunkie about 40 minutes away.
Yeah.
40
Yeah.
miles away.
Yeah, Purple's the closest game.
New Iberia is 40 miles away.
Yeah.
I guess.
they're
Yeah,
that
from
way.
y'all. I keep on thinking I'm in Lafayette, so I'm thinking Lafayette.
Yeah, after the
No, but,
the closest game is against us.
Two locals, Hayden.
I mean, I think
It's possible. Anything can happen, you know, because Bunkie is recovering from, like you said, the worst game that they played this year. And if that wakes up and they flip that switch and play their best game, they got a chance to beat Dunham. And then Catholic and New Iberia, from what we saw at the Jamboree, they've only been, after that monsoon, they've only been getting better and better, and there's nobody been close to them. So they have an opportunity.
They're playing their best ball right
Yeah,
now.
they are playing right.
Catholic's close
right
game
at
was an
their
11-point
best
win
ball.
against
Lake Charles.
Lake Charles College Prep. That
Now,
was their
look,
closest game since then.
I wouldn't even say is it. What'd you ask? Is it likely or something, or is it
I
how?
said,
How close are we to having?
I said, how
all
close
local?
are we to having an
I think-
all-local state championship game? And your thoughts if we did get it?
I think the key is that people are penciling in Dunham and Calvary because you can't write it with ink. Because I think that it's actually likely that we have local games, a local dome matchup.
I think we're definitely gonna get one.
I think Catholic and New Iberia is severely underrated in this game right now. From what I've seen this year, I've watched them a couple times, about 4 or 5 games this year. I've watched them play, and I think that anyone says that they don't have a chance against Calvary or just already put Calvary in the finals is severely
Foolish.
Not so fast.
They're,
Good
they're,
word.
they're jumping ahead way too fast.
They'll sneak up on you.
Yep. All right.
All right, very good.
The longer and shorter road trip for Division 3 Select.
Ooh, they got to go all the way to Shreveport.
The longer road trip will be Catholic New Iberia at Calvary Baptist. 3 hours, 30 minutes.
Not bad.
That's
Not too
bad.
bad.
Still not 6 hours.
Still not 6 hours. And Bunkie going to Dunham. This game it will not be played at Dunham. This game will be played at Parkview Baptist.
Yes.
It changes the time a little bit from what I had on my.
Then it goes.
5 minutes.
Then it goes to a turf field.
Yeah, and it goes to a turf field as well, so it'll be an hour 35 minutes when I looked it up when I pulled up to the studio. So hour 35 for Bunkie at Dunham. That'll be your shorter matchup road trip for this semifinals
There we go.
bracket.
Division 2 non-select bracket. We start with Franklinton and Lakeshore. Part 2 lived up to the hype just like in the regular season. But high drama this go around. A failed 2-point conversion, the difference, and the 1 seed survives by 1 point.
So Lakeshore went for 2
To win.
To win
To
it.
win it.
That's got guts, buddy. Hey.
That's the chances you take of going for 2, and you don't have to.
On the road, you trying to go knock off the 1 seed
Yeah,
out
if
there.
you-
I think most teams would though. No matter at this point in the playoffs, most teams I feel like would go for 2.
Think about it like this. This game was high scoring. If it goes into overtime, the field shortens, you're not guaranteed that you're going to be able to stop them in overtime. Going for 2 to get the win, yes, it's bold, but I have absolutely no problem with Lakeshore doing it in that situation.
The other thing to think about whenever you go for 2 in a situation like this is you just scored on them. You just took the momentum just straight into your hands.
Yeah.
And so the coaches, the players are all like, let's get this win. We just scored. We're going to do it again. You know, let's get this and stuff like that.
At their house.
Yeah. So naturally, you're going to want to go for 2, especially as a player. You're going to be like, let's go for 2. We're winning this thing.
It's
You know?
a decision from the head coach
Yeah.
at that time.
Yeah.
If I got a kicker and I know he's gonna make the field goal,
Yeah, the extra point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
let's go in overtime.
Yeah.
If I know we go for 2 all the time and this and that, okay, let's go. Let's go with our best play. And we got the momentum. Just imagine, you know, if they would have got it.
Right.
You know, so
And you know, Coach Indes has been aggressive his whole career.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's won state titles with Catholic New Iberia, so you knew if it came down to this situation, his aggressive nature as a head football
And that's
coach
a district
would come into
rival.
play.
And that's a district rival.
Yeah.
Yep. Because they played each
Well, they know
other.
each
Franklinton
other.
won that by 7 in overtime in the regular season.
Yeah.
So we knew this game was going to be close coming in for the quarterfinals. So
You know what Lakeshore did? Chris?
Was there?
They messed up my travel plans this week.
No.
They sure
It
did.
was
Man, you'd have had options. Next
Yeah,
time.
we'd have had a lot of options, man.
we'd
We
have had
had a
options.
lot of
My
options.
fault, Jordan.
That was one that was high on our list,
Hey,
too.
Chris, you messed up one of them too.
Yeah, you had options.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We all on the couch and we
Yeah,
all
the options.
we're thankful for the semis.
Yeah,
See
right.
Jake at Olive Garden tomorrow.
We got us the game no matter
Oh,
what.
yeah, baby. We're going one and done, y'all.
No matter what, we got us a game.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's go to the next matchup and close your ears. Iowa knocks off. You got your ears closed? Iowa knocks off Franklin Parish 42-28. Gary,
Yeah, buddy.
grit,
Yes.
toughness,
Determination.
leadership. This team is locked in.
Yes.
Ticket punch to the semis for only the second time in school history. They said the DBs would struggle against Franklin Parish's air raid. They said the offensive line was too small. They said they would never make it this far. What did Gary Swallow? 96 more damn minutes away from a ring.
You're right. And I'm going to tell you, this team right now is playing some awesome football right now, man. And
My math's right.
I think
48 plus
I
48.
think they're it's close to it.
It is.
I think I think this is we said this earlier this year. This is a team of destiny. They are playing for one goal to get to the dome and get a ring.
To get there for the very
Yeah,
first
very
time
first time.
in school history.
And I think that that's going to be a great matchup. You know, in the semis, but
The,
they did what they had to do. They
when
pretty
you
much
look
got
at
that.
the history, the past 4 years, with North DeSoto,
Knocking them out.
Knocking
Two
them
or
out.
three straight
two,
years.
2 years in a
Yeah,
row.
yeah, for sure.
Then last year, who
North Dakota.
It was North
so the
DeSoto
first
again.
year, last year was North DeSoto, year before was North DeSoto. The year before that was they were in 3A then, huh?
They were in 3A, I believe.
Ask Jackie P.
Yeah, he gonna come with it. But
Jackie
anyway,
Media will let you know, man.
anyway, they're gonna be they're a tough draw, and but you know the level of football competition of football that we play here in this area
Yeah.
is totally different from outside of the area. You know,
Westphal.
Right.
yeah, Westphal.
Yeah, well, and that's setting up a great matchup, you know, for all of that. Because I don't know if you knew this, the principal at Franklinton is a Port Barry alum. Yeah,
Oh wow.
John Waddle.
That's cool.
We know Mr. Waddle well.
Very well. As a matter of fact, he was a graduate. He graduated with me.
We old.
So we owe. But
Hey,
no,
you said it, man.
you know, so I think this is going to be an exciting ball game. I've been ever since he became principal over there. I've kind of been watching
Pay attention.
their school, and they have a good tradition over
I
there.
think this is their first, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is their first semifinal since the snow game.
Probably.
I
I
think
don't
you're
know
right.
exactly, but
Y'all remember that snow game Franklinton
yeah.
played in?
Yeah, I do. I don't remember.
Semifinal. That was their last.
Uh,
Well, their last appearance in the semifinals was 2015.
Okay, wait, wasn't that one?
It could have been 2010 when they made it to the Dome and won it.
I think it was that one.
Yeah.
Could have been 2010.
But yeah, so I think this is set up to be a great ball game.
Go Tigers.
Thoughts on Iowa? Anybody else?
I will say this much. We knew Iowa was good coming in. We've been following them all year. They were trailing in that game early against Franklin Parish. I believe it was 7-22. Then it was 14-28. Iowa put up 4 straight touchdowns and put up 2 rushing touchdowns in the final quarter
Close, yeah.
in order to close it out, put an emphatic statement, and punch their ticket to the semis. They took out my state champion before the whenever we did our bracket release, and you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. I'm rooting for Iowa the rest of the way. You know, Iowa's a really good team, and they fought hard. They know how to stop guys on defense. They know how to clamp down, and their offense is very good as well. They're one of those complete teams, and I feel like this could very well be the year.
Okay.
Could very well be the year.
Real quick, so Josh can get off of my case about Iowa. Enoch, who did I have in the state finals game before the playoffs started?
You had Iowa.
It's too late.
You had Iowa.
Yeah.
Underwood, you can keep after him. Let's go.
He likes to stir the pot, man.
Just a little bit.
Opelousas Plaquemine, the quest for a repeat falls in the quarterfinals. A great senior class comes to an end. A lot of those guys will be playing on Saturdays. Plaquemine offense through the playoffs is averaging 42 points per game. 2014 is the last time the Green Demons have been in this position, but in their eyes, they have them on a bigger picture down the road. They're very good, and my eyes are wide open, fellas.
This was probably the most shocking result of last week. I didn't know much about Plaquemine, and I had always just thought, oh, Opelousas, put them in the dome, you know, see who comes out the other side and spot the ball. But right now, I mean, after what they did this past week and what I've heard how they did it, I mean, how can you not pay attention to these guys now?
You got a team that wants it. They got
Yeah,
a team that wants it.
I mean, like I said, we picked the worst game to play out, the wrong game to play our worst game.
Right.
And Plaquemine really wanted it. Like, listen, man, that team is real good.
Yeah.
And from last year when they beat Westphal in the season finale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To win the district, I want to say.
Yeah, they did. They took the district with that win because it was
And
between those
that's
two.
what dropped us in the rankings because we was gonna go up in the top 10 last year because everybody won but Westphal.
Okay.
So it bumped us out. But anyway, man, that team got speed. They got team speed. They're hungry. You going over there playing that environment.
I hear they got a good running back too.
They got a good running back. Quarterback, he was dropping dimes. To me, their trenches won the game.
Okay.
The trenches won the game, and they're a pretty good team, man. It's hats off to them. I mean, they showed up. We knew at the beginning of the season the target was going to be on us.
Right.
At the end of the day, like I said, we picked the wrong game to play our worst game, and we come out, you know, not successful with the win. But other than that, man, you gotta. That's a team that wasn't even on the radar. And Division II non-select is wide open every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Every year it's going to be wide. It's no dominant team that you can say that's going to be there. Everybody keeps saying North DeSoto, this and that, but you know what happened to that. But until a team flex their muscles and be the dominant team, Division II non-select every year, you're going to have a different state title.
Yeah. I think with Plaquemine, a lot of people were kind of concerned coming in. They didn't have the benefit of the doubt as far as having like the toughest district, you know, and they have a big district too, so they couldn't really flex their way into playing like better teams in the non-district to kind of make up for it. They did what they were supposed to do in the season. A lot of people look at the strength of schedule and be like, how do we really feel about them, you know? But hey, they showed up. They've won 3 straight. They took out the defending state champions and are going to try to become state champions on their own. And you know what?
Guess what? They got a good shot.
They have a very good shot. They do. They do. Plaquemine, they played very well so far in these playoff runs. They're going to have another tough test. But you know what? I think they're up for it. I think Plaquemine has a good shot to make it. We'll see what
You
happens.
said that
though.
environment was good
wicked.
last week. Can you imagine it this week?
Yeah, man. We pull up to the stadium. They tailgate. They out there like how we out there. It was cold. We was blowing.
It was cold.
But I mean, the kids. It didn't phase the kids on either side. They went out there and played, and we had some key injuries, real key injuries. Maybe the game would have been the other way around, but Plaquemine is a good team.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I mean, that's all I gotta say on it too.
yeah.
That's a good.
They're
That's a
a
good team.
They're a good ball club. Yeah.
Yep.
One of those years where you think to yourself, man, we might have a brand new teams in the finals the way Plaquemine, and the top bracket you guaranteed a new team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and listen, that's what the division thing brings to the table with everybody. Every year you're getting a different community in the state finals, and you're not getting the same ones every year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like
I remember that. I remember that back in the
you can
day.
pencil in Neville. You can pencil in West Monroe. You can pencil in some of the New Orleans teams.
John Curtis.
In the sprinkle of it.
How many did he get? How many Curtis got? 20 what?
I don't know, but he went to the
20,
finals
something.
17
Right.
times
Yeah.
in a
So-
row.
Yeah.
So
That's what
with
I'm saying.
that, you get a lot of different communities going get that experience. And like I said, in this non-select, every year you can get a different team every
Yeah.
year winning it. Because that's just the way I'm looking at it right now. So
Let's talk about who they will play this week. Cecilia rolls over North Dakota 57-40. And when you say roll over, I mean, do they have some more points to spare in the semifinals? Cecilia offense has some serious firepower, and they have upset 3 straight opponents on the road, all 3 games. They're averaging 52 points per game along the way. Diesel Solari is trying to carry this team to the dome with redemption on their minds. Here we go again. Cecilia right back into a situation where they can get to the dome. Because guess who's driving the ship?
Hayes, you said something earlier about the kid from Riverside. Or
Lasty.
something. And if he was a little bit
A
taller,
little bit tall, a little bit thicker.
that's Diesel.
Oh, yeah.
I'll put him against anybody in the state.
Pound for
The
pound.
kid is 5'6", whatever.
He
But
still thinks like 5'8", 5'9".
he's not. No.
Whatever he
Shorter than
is.
that?
No.
Whatever
Yeah.
he is. Pound for
He's a
pound.
little shorter
That's the
than
best
mine.
athlete in the state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I honestly think the winner of this game is gonna be our state champ. How Cecilia, when they went up there, and I felt real good about them going up to North Dakota and beating them, and they did.
57 big ones.
Yeah, I mean, now North Dakota started making a comeback towards the end of the game,
Right.
but I knew it. They North Dakota gonna stop their offense. But Cecilia had just enough defense to slow them down and stop them,
And he's healthy.
Yeah.
So that's the positive
Yeah.
thing here. He's healthy.
Yeah.
He's
The
healthy.
key is stay healthy and keep running.
We didn't see a healthy Diesel when they played y'all in the regular season
Nah, but even
because there was no rushing for him that night.
and even a 50% diesel is a lot.
He's better than most people in the state.
Yeah,
Something about Cecilia. They've scored 50 plus 7 times this year, and they've also scored 49, 44, and 40. So in 10 of their 13 games, they've scored 40 plus.
Right.
I mean, and then you look at what they did to Letcher in round 2, and that game was not as close as the score says. Cecilia was in the driver's seat the whole game. And then they beat North DeSoto by 17.
and that wasn't close like that was because they led the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, like, just what they're doing now, what they've been on the run since the Opelousas game. I mean, and then the way they played Opelousas, even with a hurt Diesel, was super impressive, That's a one-possession game. Yeah. I mean, who wants to see either of these teams in the semifinals with Plaquemine and Cecilia?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, here's the $1 million question. Division II non-select sounds like shootouts waiting to happen with these 4 great offenses remaining. The margin of error is extremely small. Could we see potentially low-scoring games this week, or maybe special teams could be the difference? Or are we way off subject here? Could we see? And we know the great four offenses, but could we see four great defenses show up, or potentially four great special teams? The difference to punch tickets this week.
Listen, one thing Cecilia gonna do is come with special teams. They're gonna come with trick plays, but executing them and their onside kicks that they do is special. You just have to prepare for it. You just never know what Coach Gaines when he's gonna do it. He got athletes with Gordon and Ellis Stewart, Kale, Davis, and Diesel. Like, so he's gonna try to get the ball in those guys' hands every time, and those guys turn around and go play on defense.
Yeah.
You know, so it's gonna be an interesting matchup.
Any shot for good defense this week, or this has the makings of
I know where one defense is showing
two
up.
great shootouts.
I know one great defense is showing up this weekend. And Josh, I don't know if you heard, but he said state championship was from the other side of the bracket. Get Chris, don't get me.
Yeah, still get him.
Yeah.
If there's any Bunky fans in the chat,
man.
still get him.
Yeah. But I think one of these games we have a good shot at getting a good defensive battle. The other one, I think, will probably end up being a shootout. But
Scoreboard breaking type of night.
it could be, you know what? But, I mean, we said that about certain games in the quarterfinals, and it didn't really happen. So it's like, you know, it's a crapshoot. It's a wild guess at this point, you know?
Yeah.
Plaquemines
So-
safety and Cecilia's safety, Gordon, they're gonna be the X factors.
Okay.
Okay.
Them two. Both safeties on both teams are gonna be the X factors.
Good deal.
I think it's going to be a good game.
And we don't really know nothing for all the people that's watching.
All right.
We just talk a little bull.
Yep. Here's your road trips for Division 2 non-select. Your longer road trip, Iowa at Franklinton, 3 hours, 23 minutes.
8 a.m. they're leaving.
Yep.
Yep.
And then your shorter road trip's going to be Cecilia at Plaquemine, 56 minutes, just under an hour.
Okay, not bad.
That's not bad.
That's just across the
It
base.
is Franklin.
They just cut through Bro Bridge and then take the interstate that way. You ain't got to deal with the crap. That's what I seen in 49.
There's a thing called
My
Google.
goodness.
There you go.
You got it in front of you.
Division 2 select, we start with Shaw Kennedy. Shaw Kennedy came down to the wire. This game deserved to be on the carpet. It's one of those you hate to see someone lose type of games. Is this the year for Shaw?
Yeah,
I think it very well could
Maybe.
be.
It may be.
I think pretty much everyone was saying as soon as ULab got out that Shaw is the team to beat.
Yeah.
You know, I think everyone pretty much expected Shaw to be in the dome and play whoever comes from the bottom side.
Yeah.
But man, Kennedy really showed what they are. I mean, I saw JB sent me the video. JB was at the game. He sent me the video of that fourth down stop.
saw
I
it
mean,
too.
and JB's running on the field because he's a Shaw guy, so he gets all excited. He's running on the field, videoing the plays after the play and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, what a way! Whenever you win a game like that with your defense stepping up, like we said with Franklinton, that's big.
Yeah.
You know, with Bunky, that's big. That's a big way to win a game and stuff, and gives you a lot of confidence going forward. But I mean, what a game that was, and hey, we can all go rewatch it too on
Yeah.
BSN.
See JB coming out of the woodworks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There he is.
What else we got on this one? Fellas, Shaw. Seems like they're destined to hold the trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been number one all year, and but the team from Baton Rouge might have something to say about it.
The team from
Yeah.
Baton Rouge, you cannot count them out.
No.
Let's talk about that team from Baton Rouge. It was a great game plan by Estruma. They almost pulled off a major upset back-to-back weeks, but Prep's defense looks locked in for a state title push. Your thoughts?
I said that last week that they were gonna it's gonna be a good game because it's a rivalry with the kids. They're not that far from each other.
It's like 5
Right,
minutes
yeah.
at the most. It's
Yeah,
like
like
they're
cross-
2 miles apart in the
Cross
center.
across one team.
Yeah.
Correct me
Yeah.
if I'm wrong, but Estruma won the time of possession by a big way. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
they held on to the ball for a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they played keep away.
And listen, Estruma, they're gonna be good next year.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
you look
yeah.
at them as a 13 seed right now, and you
Yeah.
think to yourself, next year
Look out.
they might find themselves into the top 5.
They might
Yeah.
find a
Yeah.
buy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a bye is
I
not
mean,
out
you
of
also
the
gotta-
roller coaster.
Especially with that district that they're in.
You also got to remember with this Madison Prep team, they knocked off the other giant that we were talking about, ULAP. I mean,
They beat them.
so
They beat them straight up.
they beat him straight up. That wasn't a forfeit loss for ULAP. And
That
so,
was with the illegal players.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, that's impressive to do, and I'm sure that gave them a lot of confidence going into the playoffs. And, I mean, hey, they beat a St. Charles team that, in my opinion, wasn't as high up as they have been previously, but still, it's St. Charles.
Yeah, that
Right.
Jordan
You-
Taylor got on host.
You can never count them out, and then coming out there and just getting a hard win. I think that says a lot, especially the 2 games that I watched with them, Madison Prep and Estruma, and then Madison Prep and ULAB. I mean, those were 2 hard-fought games, and they just kept pushing and grinding it out and come out with the win. That's big for those kids.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
So that's gonna
I had,
be a good ball game.
I didn't know how coming into the season. I wasn't sure how great Madison Prep was going to end up being. I knew they were a good
They
team.
lost some early games, and a lot of people were counting them out this year,
Yeah,
and then here they come.
and then with
Find
that
their way to the semi.
that big win over ULAB before all the controversy happened, that kind of that opened my eyes. I was like, okay, this team's got things back on track where it's supposed to be. They're for real. You know what? So, I mean, Shaw and Madison Prep. Whew, that's going to be a hard hitting game for 48 minutes. It's going to be a very good one.
It's gonna be a showdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
What else we got?
Okay.
E.D. White, Vanderbilt Catholic. The rematch just as good as the regular season. Controversial call in that game. E.D. White survives at home.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Vanderbilt Catholic was up late. We had checked the score. Vanderbilt Catholic was up by a point. I go and I'm looking at some other games, and then I go back, and then boom, E.D. White had the lead. I was like, okay. I didn't see any video or anything about a controversial call. I mean, I'm obviously going to take your word on it, but hey, sometimes it happens, and you know what? You got to move on. You know, you're moving on as E.D. White, and you got a tough test ahead of you next week. So
Well, E.D. White's always a tough team.
They're always very
year
good,
after
man.
year, E.D. White seems to always be in the hunt.
When's their last dome
They-
appearance? 2020? When they played at UL?
Mm-hmm.
I think
They
you're
played
right.
St. Thomas
Yeah,
More.
they played St. Thomas More, didn't they?
They
No.
played University Live,
Yeah.
I believe.
But it was at UL.
But I don't remember. But
It was during COVID.
Last
Yeah.
22.
Yeah, 22.
No, that was the last semifinal. It
21.
wasn't dome. I was thinking, no, they didn't make it that year though.
Dome was 2020, I thought.
Oh, that was Natchitoches.
Well, you remember they had the Select wasn't
I
playing.
know it
in the
wasn't the
dome.
last 2
yeah,
years.
it wasn't a dome.
The reason
It
why I
was-
remember is because I watched that Jordy's house on TV.
I know it wasn't the last 2 years.
I think they
Yeah.
played at ULAB. I think they played
At UL.
at UL that day against ULAB.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, something like that. But yeah, it's been a while for E.D. White. They just have a problem getting over that hump and winning it.
Well,
I
they've
mean,
run. You got to also think about the last 2 years. They've run into STM in 22, who won the state championship, and then last year they run into Turlings in the quarterfinals. Last year,
It
so
was a
like
good Turlings team last
so
year.
two very. I mean, the last 2 years, and then 2 years before that they were in the dome.
Right.
So I feel like they're
Yeah.
always
There you
kind of
go.
in that hunt.
Boy, look, I still got a little memory, Gary.
What's that? Yep, you sure do. The issue on that is just getting over the hump and winning it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, every time. I mean, E.D. White's always been competitive. Back even whenever I was in school. I mean, they've always been really competitive. But it's just getting to that championship game and winning.
Yeah.
They've always had a team that just comes out a little bit better than them. You know, so. But watch it. They got a shot.
Shows you how hard of a thing
Yeah.
it is to do to win a state championship.
Oh, most definitely, man. You're right.
Leesville knocks off Booker T. Washington out of New Orleans. Xavier Ford Show sends Leesville to the semifinals for only the 3rd time in school history. They're facing a good defense. They faced good defenses in the regular season. Could help them going into a big semifinal week this week.
I agree.
Yeah, E.D. White has a really good defense, and Leesville has beaten most of the good defenses that they played against. So something has to give when it comes to this matchup.
I mean,
Chasing history also.
Xavier Ford is
Yes, he is.
137 yards away from the single season state rushing record.
Well, he ain't playing Iowa Friday, so he's gonna get it.
137. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
you're
incredible. He's already
I
number
agree
2.
with you, my friend.
How many yards you had against Iowa?
Under 100.
Oh, no.
93, I think.
93, I believe.
98.
And most of it was on that
I
first
think-
drive.
So I
Yeah.
think that game, that probably was only 2 games he had under 100
Yeah,
yards.
yeah,
Because when he played last week, he had 100 yards.
correct.
Mhm.
He gonna get it this week, and you watch out. He might send his team to the dome.
I hope
Got
he
a
do
good
get it, man.
chance.
Yeah.
He deserves it.
Yeah, he's that's a,
And
that's a
another
very talented young man.
and another point to, like, it's so big for a community like that, you know?
Oh, definitely.
Would be your first time in school history, or they've been there before?
Leesville?
Yeah,
They've been there.
they've been
Yeah.
there.
I think they've been there once.
Okay.
I believe.
Here's the question for the panel. 2 great running backs in the Division II select bracket going against 2 great defenses this week. You got Jasper Parker going against that Prep defense. You got Xavier Ford going against that Edie White defense. Fellas, your thoughts on the matchups. And also, Edie White, Leesville, I'm sure they sent their Christmas cards to those people down the road. And we also talked about where did Prep come from. We saw them in Week 10, and we talked about Shaw. But the matchup this week, the running backs against the defenses. Your thoughts?
I think it helps Shaw. I think it helps Jasper a lot how great the weapons around him are.
Okay.
I mean, Mason Taylor is, in my opinion,
One
from
from
what I've
LSU?
seen.
One from LSU?
Well, not at LSU anymore. He's going to the
he's
league
going
now.
to the pros, baby.
But no, Mason Taylor is the best option running quarterback I've seen this year. And I've watched a lot of games, but the way Mason Taylor runs their speed options with Jasper Parker, I mean, it's like pick your poison type of thing, because you have to tackle Mason Taylor because he'll house it anytime he wants.
He's going to Michigan also, huh?
Yeah.
No, this is the quarterback.
What am I thinking
I'm
about?
talking about Jacob Washington, the
Yes,
receiver.
there you
Jacob
go.
Washington.
And then you have to worry about him also over the top, and so you can't bring that safety into the box to stop Jasper. Yeah, and so Jasper will gash you from anywhere's on the field.
So you're looking at this in a situation, correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, but you're looking at Shaw's got a lot of weapons they can turn to if the run gets stopped. Leesville, behind that
Mason.
big, look at you. Behind that big offensive line they got, it's Xavier Ford or else, right?
Yeah, that's what I feel like. That's what we saw in the Iowa game.
Yes and no.
Their quarterback can throw it.
They can throw it, but Iowa. Think about it. Edie White is not Iowa, so man, you gonna get a heavy dose of forward.
Yeah. I feel like both running backs are gonna have a good night, to be honest. Whether because Leesville will throw it to Xavier Ford too.
Yeah.
like they'll,
Yeah,
they'll
the back
put
foot.
him out wide and stuff, and they'll throw a quick bubble to him or
Yeah.
something.
What your parlay just hit?
Like,
12-1, baby.
Oh man,
11-game winning streak.
all those wins,
Go Lions!
all those wins just to lose in the playoffs.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah,
They
Troy.
winning it all
that
this
was
year, my man.
95,
They're the best team in the
95.
league.
That was my senior year.
yeah. So I mean,
Sam, that was in the dome.
No, my senior year we lost to Leesville in the first round, but they lost to Salmon in the finals
Oh,
in
look
95.
at
in
that.
'95.
Wow.
Braden
You're a
proposes the
point.
question: can Shaw stop Madison Prep's rushing game? They average 6'3", 307 up front.
Yeah,
That's a very good question.
Yeah.
That is a very good question.
but look, Shaw's front seven is
see, I don't.
They're really good too, so it's like, hey, man.
they're good. I mean, it's not like they're small either. I mean,
Right.
generally your D line is going to be smaller than the O line they go up against anyways. But
Yeah.
the way they use their leverage, and the interesting thing about Shaw is they don't blitz a lot. I remember whenever we played them, they were only blitzing like 20% of the time.
Right.
But their secondary, their second level and third level, I mean, they're in their lanes every single play,
Right.
and they're coming downhill and making plays. But the key is going to be the Madison Prep quarterback. I don't quite know his name. Braden might be able to tell us. But that kid is a game changer. I mean, he can take it on his feet. He can throw it anywhere as he wants. He's good.
Yup.
Road trips.
Road trips. Your longer road trip for Division II Select will be Leesville at Edie White, 3 hours 48 minutes. Part of that might have also played into the fact that that whole I-49, I-10 thing that
It's not
happened.
an issue anymore.
It shouldn't be. All right, then that's fine. I think I did this the day of, so the time might be a little different, but the day that happened. But 3 hours, 48 minutes. It's going to be a long road trip. Your shorter road trip of the bunch, Madison Prep at Archbishop Shaw, 1 hour, 24 minutes. Not that long of a
That's
trip
not
for
that
them.
bad.
Yep.
That's a little road trip.
Division 1 non-select. Neville Chalmette a week ago. Cindy's falls in the quarters after a great run for the 24 seed, but Neville seems to be locked in and all eyes point to NOLA. But the Tigers cannot get caught looking ahead.
No, why I didn't pick that?
Dude, Cindy fought hard, man. Cindy fought hard. That score was a little
Could've gotten
deceiving
one,
because
huh?
I think Neville put up
Could've
2
got back in the
touchdowns
win
late.
column.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think they put up either 10 or 14 points late. But Cindy fought hard that entire game. Big
They got their Crocs on.
Look, that's huge
That
for
was-
Chalmette moving forward.
That
too.
was the
This
first
run-
time since 1968 that they made the quarters. So
We always get one out of each bracket every year, and that was this year's.
So
Yep.
who is going to be in?
congratulations to y'all, man.
Yeah,
Congratulations, Chalmette.
Neville cannot get caught looking ahead.
No, not
Not against who they're playing against. No, not at all.
Well, now you got to play football.
Yeah, you're right.
You pretty much had a bye week, but you got to play football this week. So
Yeah, I agree with that. Neville has been on a mission. I mean, they've been on a mission all year.
Locked
They want to
in, man.
get back in. They're locked and loaded and ready to go. So they
been
took care of business. And
A long time since we've seen the Tigers in the dome.
You're right. Quite a while.
Yup.
So I think I think that Neville is going to be a team that's going to be hard to beat. But like I said, they got to play ball this coming week because don't underestimate their opponent.
Oof, that stadium there, you're talking about 5A football at its best.
You're right.
Yeah.
What else we got here? West Monroe, Central Baton Rouge. Sorry, Mr. Swallow, but you're going to have to come join us on the couch.
I know. West Monroe, one of my favorite
still got
teams in
two,
the house. But
you got a bunch.
I got a few of them, man. But Central Baton Rouge, I'm gonna tell you right now, don't underestimate that team there. That team is playing. They got some good players. They got a great coach. Look out! They're gonna be a choice opponent for Neville, and I think that'll be a very good ball game.
Gary Coach Semino in year 2 has his team believing that they belong and believing that they can hoist the title after a huge win over West Monroe. He's coached 2 teams past the semifinals. That experience matters in this type of game, right?
You're right.
Look at what I'm looking at the bracket. Every week is a Monroe team playing.
Yeah, you saw that. Huh? You saw that.
And it could be, if you want to count Ruston as a Monroe team,
North. Just say
huh?
North.
Yeah.
team.
They say a North team.
but
Close enough.
those 3 weeks have been Monroe teams.
Yeah.
And that just goes to show you the level of talent that they have in Monroe.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like every game this year, every week this year, we've credited Coach Semino and that
Oh,
Central
yes.
Baton Rouge team.
Last year, Central upset Neville in the
Yeah.
playoffs. Second round. Here we go again. This time,
The
a
rematch.
lot more is at stake.
Yep.
Yeah, that was. Yeah. Oh man.
But do y'all agree that Coach Semino's championship,
Pedigree.
his pedigree, his experience, already getting 2 other teams past the semis, could come into play here?
Oh, most
I
definitely.
think so.
Most definitely. I think that his knowledge and his and I don't want to say it's anything like being cocky, but his confidence in his abilities of what he can do, and getting his team to, to accept what his vision is, and basically to drink the Kool-Aid, and say, hey, let's be on pace with this, and let's do this, and man, that's gonna be a great game right
Yes.
there.
I mean, whenever we played them, what was that, week 5? I mean, you could just see their defense, in my opinion, is possibly the best defense in the state. I mean, the Mays brothers are incredible.
Number
And then,
8, Marlon Moore.
Yeah, I mean they just have
transfer
speed
from
everywhere. They're fast. They blitz a ton. In week 5, they were blitzing like 85% of the time. That is crazy for high school, and they make it home. But another thing that was cool about last week against West Monroe specifically was their running back made his first appearance back since getting in a car accident week 1.
Yeah, that's true.
And he scored
That
a
was true.
touchdown. In his
Yeah.
first week back, he scored a touchdown last week. Manny Williams. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the fight back, he's a senior. The fight back that him, the quarterback Jackson Furman, and then the receiver Kylan
there was
Thomas.
3 in the wreck.
All
There was
3 of
three
them in a wreck week 1.
Yeah.
The other 2 kind of came back a little bit earlier, and he was in the ICU for a little while. So for him to come back, score a touchdown in the quarterfinals to help him get over West Monroe, I mean, that's huge. I mean, this is a game to watch for
Right.
sure.
Absolutely.
Because 2 very good defenses going at it.
Yeah, man.
Year 1 for Coach Jess Curtis comes to an end, but the foundation has been laid at Southside. They say Big Ruston's quest to go back-to-back is alive and well. They are playing their best ball, and to be the champion, you got to go beat the champion.
And
Thoughts on Big Ruston?
Nobody did it yet, and they still there. They're still the champions, and they're scoring points, and they're doing what they need to do. Hey, setting up a great showdown with a silent giant. You know, that somebody that you don't hear about very much, but they're good. But as far as Southside, just sorry they ran into a buzzsaw.
Yeah, talk about a statement win there for Ruston. They had a couple losses against 2 really good teams this year. A lot of people had them as the number 1 team in the state before that. They beat 4 out-of-state teams before that ended up happening.
Yeah.
I believe they only lost 2 of those games. I believe it was against Neville and Alexandria.
Correct.
So, and Alexandria, I believe, ended up winning the district. But even with those 2 losses, I was talking to Devin about this a few weeks ago. Division 2 5A, right up there with the Catholic League, could have very well have been the best district in all of Louisiana high school football. It had a very strong top end with 4 teams that had made the playoffs and 4 teams that made runs.
Yeah.
So it's Ruston's battle tested. They're defending state champions, and they got 48 more minutes before they have a chance to get back in the dome again.
Let's see their counterpart. Airlines' dream season ends, and Destrehan proves why getting healthy at the right time can truly do wonders. The 10 seed a month ago, I'd never thought they would be in this position. But here we are. This is a 2022 state championship rematch. And if you remember rightfully, Ruston, senior class, has never beat Destrehan. They're 0-3
In the last 3 years.
in the last 3 years.
I'll say this much: Destrehan got this far, at least from after the first round. They got it on the backs of their offense.
Well, the quarterback's back. That's why.
Yeah, and historically, when we've talked about Destrehan, monster defense.
Right.
They've always had that. They've always been able to keep teams. I think last year in the regular season, they held their teams to an average of 5 points a game.
Probably
They had
the year
their-
before that.
It might have been the year
Yeah.
before that, but it was one of the last 2 years. But they had their struggles on defense earlier in the year, and then they were able to fix things. Guys are starting to get healthy, and their offense has been electric so far too. So it's like, hey, both things are clicking. This Tennessee Destrehan squad could find themselves back into the dome, but they have to defeat the defending state champions to do it.
One
is,
game
yeah.
away. Yeah.
This is one of the most. This could be one of the most dogfight of a game because
Yeah.
Destrehan has played teams from up north, and they don't play defense.
Yeah.
This Ruston team from up north plays defense. They play everything. So,
Right.
man, this is one of the most intriguing games.
Yeah.
I wish this was a dome game.
Right.
And we said at the beginning of the season, those teams, excuse me, not those teams from up north. Let's just say Shreveport area.
The 1-5.
Right.
They gonna put up points all year long until they play a team from down south that plays defense.
Or Monroe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or Monroe.
Right.
But and Destrehan, like Alex said, I was saying the same thing. I think that's the hardest game that we're gonna have to pick. Is that game right there? because you got to respect Destrehan
Right.
from what he came from at the beginning of the season up until now. Everybody can
At
count
the
him
right
out.
time matters, right?
Yeah, everybody counted him out.
Right.
Like, what's wrong? What's wrong?
I saw an interview that Destrehan has played Ruston, okay, but they've never played in Ruston. In the last three meetings, they were not away from Ruston. This is the first time they'll be playing at Ruston.
It was either
That's
the,
a
Could be a
tough place to
difference.
play.
That's a
It
tough
could be a
place to
difference
play.
maker.
it was either the Dome or
Yeah.
Destrehan.
They played at
Right.
Grambling, they
Yeah,
played at the
right.
Dome, and then they played at Destrehan.
Yeah.
Just imagine the spouses gonna be at that.
Oh, why?
Oh
I mean, real quick before we move on from the airline, Ben Taylor ends his career as the second most passing yards with over 12,000,
Right.
and then also only 10 passing touchdowns away from that record also.
Right.
So one of the greatest statistical quarterbacks Louisiana has ever seen.
Right.
You know,
Oh,
ending
most
his
definitely.
career. I mean, great career for that kid. Sad that it ended the way it did, but great career nonetheless.
Defense caught up to him.
Yeah.
They fought.
Good
The
defense.
airline team did fight till the end, though. They were still trying to. They were still trying to.
They were playing.
move it around and stuff. And,
Here's the question for the
69,
panel.
41?
Yep.
Close.
Here's the question for the panel in this bracket. Division I non-select, a semifinal game worthy to be in the Dome with Neville Central Baton Rouge, Ruston Destrehan. All of them worthy.
Yeah.
But the question is, if Coach Semino wins this game and gets his third team to the Dome in the last 10 years, what does that say about the elite class that he joins?
I think it says a lot about, from him getting these jobs, what these places believe in.
Right.
They believe in him.
Yeah.
So he gonna pay him the big bucks, and they know he gonna go in there and do a good job. He gonna do it his way, and that's all you can ask for, man.
Right. It's going to put him on a pedestal. I don't want to say on a pedestal, but it's going to put him up there with some of the best teams, the best coaches that they have that have gone to multiple areas and got them to buy into his system. That's the most important thing. When you're a coach, if you have a team or a group of students that come in and they buy into your program, that's the most effective thing that you can have. And that's the best way to win. Because no matter how good of a coach you are, if your team doesn't buy in, you're not going to win.
Yeah, it's not just X's and O's,
Yeah.
and I think he's proving that too, because and he's still young too. Like I don't know exactly how old he is, but he's not in his 60s. He's not in his 50s. There's no way he's even in his high 40s. It feels like the way he looks so young. But I mean, like you said, like he just goes into these situations where these schools might not have the best winning tradition, or even if they did previously in years past, like he just comes in and installs his system, and he's just so good personality and connecting with the players and everything that it feels like immediately everyone is bought in completely.
Yeah.
And it shows. I mean, it's paying off.
Right.
Yeah, man.
It's been a while for Neville. Long overdue, though. In the rematch of the 2022 state title game, that's going to be some fun.
Longest ride,
The longest ride and short, is he not?
Okay. Division I non-select. Your longer road trip will be Destrehan at Ruston. 4 hours, 45 minutes.
Coach at Franklin can do it also.
Yep. And then your shorter road trip, which is not that much shorter, but Central Baton Rouge and Neville, that's a 3 hour, 33-minute drive. So if you're in Division I non-select at this point and you're the road team, you're putting some miles in this week.
There you
Yeah,
go.
buddy.
Division I select, final bracket, and we go to the top game. Edna Carr and St. Thomas More.
And the car was a scare
I'm telling you, we all
early.
Till they woke
early
up.
a little bit.
Until they woke up.
We all said, well, not all of us, but majority of us said it. Hey, man, this had a shot to be a good game.
Yeah.
Can never count STM
I mean,
out.
it was when it was 14.
It was
nothing.
14.
Yeah, STM, right.
STM.
They were up 14-0, and
Chris, this may be the best car team we've seen since this platform has begun. Carr is on a mission. and it's been 5 long years since they played on their home field at the Superdome. That semifinal game this week is dome worthy.
Yeah.
Oh God, yes.
Defending champs.
Feel like I put it on their home field.
Yeah.
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 Well, that's pretty much your
Hometown.
home
I mean, I
field.
caught it.
Down.
I think, man, this Alexandria's a good team this year.
Correct.
John Curtis just get them in the playoffs.
Correct.
Calicut Baton Rouge is a good team.
Be the champ.
You gotta beat them. Yeah.
And all 4 of these teams right here, man, I don't think we would go wrong or be disappointed with any one of them winning.
Correct.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
We know who our favorite is. But at the end of the day, like, you just want to, and I think they're each, whoever goes to the finals is going to give us a good final.
It's gonna be a heck of a Saturday kickoff game.
You're right.
Oh man.
You're right.
Even in the non-select
Right.
Division 1.
Yeah.
You know, so to say how they overcame that 14-0 deficit against St. Thomas More and just 42 unanswered, and you know, I watched the game. Like, I don't know what Coach Brown told him on the sideline. However he told it to him in a soft, nice voice.
Oh yeah.
I
He,
believe it. Yeah,
no,
I
listen,
believe it.
he
I
don't
believe
raise
it.
his
No.
voice. He don't raise his blood pressure. And those boys came out and listen, man, they put on
Another
the show.
situation. Players
Right.
coach.
Yeah, they put on
Yeah.
the show.
Well, and, you know, he's the type of coach that, you know, those boys want to play for. And when he can flat out say, you know, I'm very disappointed in the way that you're playing, and it just hits you in the head, you know, just like,
But it's how he said it.
it's
man.
how he says it.
It's how he said it. You know, and listen, some kids love to be hard coached.
Mhm.
Some kids have to be hard coached. Some kids
Can't.
You can't hard coach him. No, you
you,
can't.
you'll lose them.
Yeah. I agree.
And in his case, like it's like he just so soft with it, and
Yeah.
it's like
He knows exactly what they need.
right,
Correct.
and his soft words will put fear in you.
What those
Right.
kids have is respect.
Yes.
So, yeah.
They're
Whenever you
totally
respect
in.
your coach like
Yeah,
that. He
bought
don't have to
in,
get
you know.
crazy.
Yeah.
He just says what he has to say, and it's all right.
Because-
Yes, coach.
Absolutely.
100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Let's go get it
Let's
done.
go.
You know.
Let's
Yeah.
go through that wall.
Because
you
he
know,
has
let's do it.
because he has a reputation of just being stern, right here. You know, even when they lost, I remember when they lost to Karen Crow in Natchitoches.
Yeah.
It's like his demeanor was like, well, you know, and the kids they were upset, but that was a young team.
Right.
Like, they're all seniors right now.
Yep.
I agree.
I mean,
Let's go real quick to the next game. To be the champ, Gary,
Yep.
you got to beat them, right?
You right.
They almost.
Catholic of Baton Rouge beats Rummel. Great defensive game, and Catholic has proved week in and week out that they can win games in different ways. Good defense, get in a shootout, or win it by special teams. That's a mega semifinal matchup.
undefeated.
Catholic of
Battle
Baton
of the
Rouge.
undefeateds.
Catholic of Baton Rouge. We always say, you know, you gotta be the champs. You gotta beat the champs. Catholic of Baton Rouge is just clicking on every cylinder that they have.
They're trying to go back to
and,
back.
and they want to go back to back. They want to do what they need to do to win.
They don't
And
care how they do it, right?
they don't care if it's a shootout. They don't care if it's a defensive struggle. They don't care if it's a special teams play. They just want to be 1 point ahead at the end of the game. And you know what? They're doing it, man. They're doing it with such conviction. Rummel played a great game against them, but Catholic was just too strong, man. That's all there is
It
to it.
feels like Catholic's just kind of going through New Orleans this playoffs, huh?
Pretty much. Yeah.
East Jeff, Rummel, and then Endicott, and then possible John Curtis next week even.
Yeah.
But I mean, Catholic felt like early in the season they were figuring out their offense without Daniel there at their quarterback, and it felt like they figured that out and haven't looked back since because their defense has always been lights out.
Right.
And once their offense started clicking, I mean, that's whenever they really get scary. And beating Rummel's a really good team. You know, picking them to play Ed Nakar in the semifinals wasn't a bad pick for anyone last week. And I mean, Catholic and BR just kind of handled their business and got the win. You know, no matter how it looks, no matter what the end score was, you got the win. So I mean, going into
They grinded it out.
going into play Edna Carr, I mean that's a tall task, but Catholic BR believes that they can do it. I know that for sure, and they're gonna be ready for it.
Been there
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
How about the other big dogs at the bottom of the bracket? Don't bet against JT Curtis.
Nope.
They found their offense in the playoffs, and that makes them extremely dangerous.
They also found the defense.
Yeah.
Defense
Well, they
has
had
been
the
there all
defense.
year.
Yeah.
They just had no offense to back them up,
Yeah.
and here they go, 7-5. That's a record for Curtis, huh?
You're right.
Well, a big thing this year with Curtis on their offensive side was they were giving away the ball a lot throughout
A
the
lot
year.
of turnovers. Yeah.
A lot of turnovers, and so once they got that shored up, I mean, you kind of were expecting them to fix it, but I mean, for them to do the output that they have the last 2 weeks has kind of even been shocking to me. I mean, 28 on what a lot of people pegged as the number 2 team in this division to go to the finals or whatever, you know, in the second round, and then 31 against a good Turlings team too. I mean, that's cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Alexandria, JT Lindsay and the boys are a win away for playing on the carpet for the first time in school history. This is a team of greatness. Can they go knock off greatness after playing Bird close in the quarterfinals?
They've never been.
They've been to Natchitoches.
Natchitoches in 2020.
Oh,
I mean,
Not-
look,
not
I
to
said
the
it last week. I'm not gonna back away from it right now. I said last week Ash was the best team in the state. I mean, they won one of either the first or the second toughest district and went undefeated, you know, and they've been taking care of business in the playoffs as well.
You like how I put that? A team of greatness has to go try to knock off greatness this week.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
true.
I mean, like I said to John Curtis, they're never out until they're out. And Alexandria, what they've shown this year, man, they have everything that it takes to win it all. With how good JT Lindsay is playing, and with how good that defense has been as well, especially holding Evangel to 6 points a couple weeks back. That was a tall task, and they were up for it. Now, I know Bird had a little bit more success with them as far as that goes, but Ash ended up winning the game anyway, so they got the win under there. Now they're ready to play John Curtis.
Look, I don't know if the Bird game, how that went with Alexandria, but if this was their worst game that they played and they won it,
Oh,
because
boy.
Bird scoring 32 was a shock to me. If this is their worst game they played and they won it, I mean, it's scary, like we said, for others too.
Alexandria looks like a complete team.
Yes.
Here's the question for the panel. Division 1 select Carr Catholic looks like the best game in the entire state. Winner of this one will earn their way to the Big Easy. And Alexandria never touching the carpet. JT Curtis has touched it 20 plus times. Think about that. Never touched carpet, and JT Curtis has touched it 20 plus
30
times.
30 plus.
30 plus times.
He has
Probably got
21,
more-
27
He
titles.
probably got more
There you
more
go.
wins
And
on
a
the
few,
playoff
a
wins
few
than
that he
Saint
didn't
got.
win, you know.
He
Problem.
does have more wins in the playoffs
Right.
than Saints do over there, yo.
But thoughts on that?
Absolutely does.
Is Carr Catholic best game in the entire state? And let that sink in.
One of
Trying
them.
to touch it for the first time, and they touched it 30-something times.
Yeah.
One of them.
Yeah, I can't say it's the best,
I
but
don't know.
I'll say it's going to be one of the best because I don't know which one to put at the top. To be honest
There's
with
so there. Look, the slate of games this week is amazing, as always with the semifinals. So I mean, I don't know if I could just say right now that this is going to be the best game and
Ooh,
it's going to be the closest, because I feel like I'm eat a lot of crow if I say
that's
that.
Bryson Antoine smoking.
you. I don't know. Who's
We
that?
got
Where
that.
you
We
at?
got that.
said
Hummer
Put
right there,
down the
bro.
bottle, Bryson.
Bryson, right there.
Drink it, bro.
Put
Cat-
down the
Catholic
bottle.
High, Catholic High, Baton
Oh,
Rouge.
he must have tagged Catholic High of New Iberia.
Oh,
Okay.
Might be
That makes
might be
sense.
new. You gotta specify. We got a couple
Gotta
of them.
specify.
Talk to your people
About
over
to
there,
see.
bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he
I
tagged
think
who he
it's Captain
tagged.
Iberia
Okay,
helmet.
okay. Fellas, while I go get this bad boy charged up before we make some picks, you gonna announce the last time every team has been in the Finals.
All right. I'm
Get it
gonna
done.
Do
also,
travel first.
I'll do
Oh,
the
you
road
gotta do
trips
travel
first.
first. Yeah,
Go
travel
for
first.
The road trips first. John Curtis at Alexandria will be the longer road trip of the two for Division I Select. It'll be 3 hours and 11 minutes. The shorter of the two road trips is Catholic of Baton Rouge at Edna Carr. This game will be played at Morris Jeff Stadium. 1 hour, 18 minutes. So
Yeah.
not that far at all.
That's not
And
really helpful.
as Jordy is doing that, we will move on to every team's last semifinals appearance that is in the semifinals this year. We're going to start off with Division 4.
Got a lot of them that were there a year ago.
A lot of them were there a year ago. You're absolutely right. But we're going to start off with Division 4 non-select. Haynesville, they were there last year. General Trask, their last appearance was 2020. Logansport was there last year. I believe Logansport and Haynesville played each other in the semis.
Boy, wouldn't that be a rematch in the Dome?
Oh, yeah. And then South Plaquemines' last appearance was 2010. I was a freshman in high school whenever the last time they were there. Division 4 Select. Vermilion Catholic, Kentwood, and the Ouachita Christian were all there last year. Ascension Catholic, their last time, 2022. So, BC, Kentwood, OCS, they all made it last year. Ascension Catholic, last time was 2 years ago. Division 3 non-select. These are 4 teams that met up in the semifinals last year. They just have different opponents now. They all made it last year. It was Union Parish and Gina last year, and it was Sterlington and St. James last year. They played against each other. Now it's St. James, Union Parish, and Sterlington and Gina. They just
Everybody. They all.
they all made it. They all made it last year, and they're all here this year. I'm sorry, buddy. Division 3 Select. Dunham. Last time they made it was 2022. Funky. This is the first time they've made the semifinals since 1988. That is the longest drought that has been snapped as far.
Keep it quiet.
Okay, for sure. For sure.
You can't read.
I know.
No,
I had heard about that being. I heard about that, but okay.
Keep going.
I heard about it. Catholic of New Iberia, last semifinals appearance was 2019.
Your water coat.
And I can get a vote, please. And Calvary Baptist 2023.
You good?
They were there last year. Division 2 non-select. Franklinton. Their last appearance was 2015 in the semifinals. Iowa's last appearance in the semifinals was 2022. Plaquemines' last semifinals appearance was 2014. And Cecilia's last appearance was last year. They had made the Dome. Division 2 Select. Archbishop Shaw, 2023. They made it last year. Madison Prep, their last appearance was 2020. Edie White last made it in 2022. And Leesville's last semifinals appearance before this year was 2018. And now we go to Division 1, non-select. Neville, this is their first semifinals appearance since 2021. Central Baton Rouge, first time in the semifinals since 2008.
Ooh.
That is the second longest streak that has been snapped this week. So,
Who is that?
Central Baton Rouge, 2008.
Oh, Central.
Central.
Yeah,
Oh, no, Caps.
They won last year.
We're doing non-select. Ruston, their last semifinals appearance was last year, defending state champions. And Destrehan's last semifinals appearance was 2022. Division 1 Select, Edna Carr, they made the semis last year. Catholic Baton Rouge made the semis last year, defending state champions. John Curtis, last semifinals appearance was 2022. And Alexandria, the last time they found themselves in the semifinals was 2020. They had made it to the state championship that year, but they played Natchitoches. They were not in the Dome. So, that is all of your 32 teams that are remaining last semifinals appearance before this year. Congratulations to all 32 teams for making it this far, but there's still work to do. All right, Jordan, take it away, man.
And I just opened up a fresh Dr. Pepper.
Here we go.
Lord, he gonna be
Here we go.
This one's Dr. Pepper. We check it.
Remember they're all spiked.
All of them.
Well, I need to get rid of this.
Yeah.
Division 4 non-select. Let's make some picks. If you like to follow along the panel, you can do that at this time. Right now, Alex has a 1-game lead of Mr. Swallow. Gary is back in the running after a 6-loss week. Congratulations.
I got lucky.
And I got a pick before you.
Congratulations, but it's time to
Hey,
make
it's all
some
good, brother.
picks.
We tight. You know that.
Let's do it this week. I want your thoughts on the game as you're making your pick. Sounds good?
Sounds good.
Haynesville General Trash, throw the seeds out the window. Haynesville's quest for title number 18. Red Franklin Memorial Stadium it's going to be 7:30 kickoff for people that are not familiar with Haynesville. Who punches their ticket to the state title game? Give us your thoughts here.
Yeah, I like Haynesville. Just the consistency that they have, looking to actually finish the deal in the dome this time. So, I'm in Haynesville.
I'm gonna go with Haynesville, Arkansas.
I think the home field advantage is going to give it. I think Trash is going to come in there and it's going to be tight, but I don't see him going into Haynesville and winning out there. I think home field's going to be too much.
Yeah, I picked Haynesville in this one, but I expect a lot of points to be scored in this one from
Right.
both
I
sides,
agree.
honestly. I think you were asking, could this be the highest scoring game of
Highest
all
scoring
the brackets?
games of all the brackets.
Okay, well, I think this will be the highest scoring game, period, of all the brackets. After we went through all of them, I feel like this will be the highest scoring one.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Haynesville.
You're not.
I think that this game should be pretty close. I had said it earlier. Haynesville's defense versus General Trask's offense, I think, is what's going to determine how this game is going to play out. With that being said, I do believe that Haynesville defense will be able to make that one stop
Yeah.
late in the game, up by a possession, to seal it. Give me the Golden Tornado.
Hogan.
Yeah, I agree with Enoch. I just think they're gonna have enough defense to get a few more stops.
I think Haynesville is on redemption tour and they feel like they left something
That's right.
in New Orleans last year and they're going back and try to get it this year. Give me the Golden Tornado. We're going to go across the board. That's a good start, boys. We're across the board, but I bet you we won't be across the board for a lot of them.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Let's go Logansport South Plaquemines in this matchup. Where are we at?
Yep, right there.
So is the Dr. Pepper spiked with something else? Is it
Yes,
Drought?
it is. Let's do it.
Drought?
Okay, here we go. Logansport South Plaquemines, the long road trip awaits, ladies and gentlemen. Logansport, since the Kinder game, has really turned things up a notch. And South Plaquemines last week, what a statement win it was. South Plaquemines, tons of speed. Logansport, great coaching, speed. Man, you got a good one. Live on the Hash It Out Show, Game of the Week. Talk to us, Alex.
I like South Blackman. I think they have too many athletes. They show they can handle physical football like team with Magnum. I think South Blackman has something special going on this year.
Chris, what we like here?
Man, it's a long ride from Texas.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hop, skip, and a jump away from
But
the border.
South Plaquemine has proved that they got the speed, the pedigree to be back where they was before in the past. So I'm gonna go with South Plaquemine.
Yeah, a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Eric?
Me too, man. As much as I love Logansport and I want to pick them, but I just can't. I think South Blackman's going to be a little bit too strong.
Hey,
Man, this is really hard because I do like South Blackman a lot, and I think that they're having a dream season. But it feels like Logansport just kind of after that Kinder game just kind of turned it up a notch and isn't looking back. So give me Logansport.
Hey man, you stole my pick. I will say this: the coaching in Logansport and the fact that Logansport has a really good offense too, I think that will ultimately be the key for the Tigers to move on. And I will take the Tigers to move on. They're gonna have a happy 6-hour road trip back.
come on, just stay there.
Yeah, you could just stay the night. You still gotta go back 6 hours, so just do it in the
stay the
morning.
week.
Just stay the week.
If you win,
Yeah.
If you win, stay the week.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
Bring extra clothes. Holden, who wins it?
I like South Plaquemine. I think their defense is pretty good. Combine that with their offense, I think
I think they're due this year.
Yeah, they're long overdue for sure. I'm gonna roll with Coach McGee in this one and Coach Martin. I think Logan Sport comes down and wins a close one, but I think you can expect a lot of points here. So I'll give some love to Logan Sport this week. Division 4 select bracket. I have no pick. Gary has no pick.
I have no pick.
Hayden has no pick.
One either.
Enoch has no pick. And Holden has no pick because we're all going to be
Yeah, the game
part of the
called.
production calling the game Friday night. Alex, thoughts on this one? We got two people.
They got 2 people.
Man, so Washington Christian, I'm just looking who they played throughout the playoffs. And
Kentwood.
Catholic.
We're doing
Kentwood.
Sorry, my bad. I'm thinking about that one. My bad.
We got Mike.
My bad. Yeah, VC just rolling. Kentwood beating good teams. Man, that's a tough one, but I think VC at home, running the ball. Dortes has one of those games, gets him back in the dome.
Okay.
He always has one.
Hold
Count out the Legion, baby.
Hold
Don't count
You
out the
leave
Legion.
straight from work and going to the game?
Mhm.
You leave straight from work and going to the game?
Thought you was going to St. G.
Changed his mind.
And Troy just found out.
He's going to Olive Garden.
Nah, I'm
so
going to
Chris has no
I'm
pick
just
either.
Oh,
He BS.
I like BC at home, man. I want to see them get over that hump in the past few years. They
Title game in 2022 came up empty, but
yeah.
they got the senior class to do it.
And all the regular season wins and, you know, go out with a bang for the seniors, man. The VC.
Okay. Mr. Swallow, this is going to be one of your favorite games of the week because you love the Roos and you love the Screaming Eagles. So, I mean,
Right.
good
But I
luck.
can't pick them, so I just all right.
Good
But yeah, I will be watching the Roos. This is the first time I'm going to be able to watch the Roos in person. So I'm gonna tell you, I'm excited about that.
6:40 will be the start of the broadcast. You can catch all the guys there, live in action. Whoever else wants to come join us, we'll find something for you to do, or just come enjoy the ball game. It's gonna be some fun. Bundle up, and can't wait.
Yes, I love football.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Yeah. Every time.
See if I'm gonna get a ball of coffee tomorrow. So
Bring some food. I'm gonna cover my mouth.
And hey, we accept donations of food.
Yes,
Well,
Oh, yeah.
they fed us last time.
they did. They
Yes,
first.
sir.
I think Cortez's dad brought us some.
yeah, she brought us some
Oh,
good,
yeah.
some
It was so
good
good,
food.
man.
That was good.
Well, we can all pick this next game though.
Yeah,
Hey, look at that.
We can all pick this next one. A Ouachita Christian and Ascension Catholic is the matchup. We talked about LZ earlier. We talked about year one for Coach Narcisse. But you talk about a Ouachita Christian and you talk about the championship DNA. And you talk about how they have a bad taste in their mouth from last year's stunning semifinal loss. Well, all could be resolved if they go and knock off Ascension Catholic this week. Won't be easy. Gonna be a great one. Who wins it?
So as I was saying, looking back, Washington Christian feel like they don't put up as many points against teams who like to run the ball and control the clock. Ascension Catholic didn't do that. So if Ascension Catholic can run the ball without turning it over, I like them to win the game, and I think they'll do it. Ascension Catholic to the dome.
No turnovers. LZ, do LZ things, right?
Yeah, keep Washington Christian's offense off the field.
Okay.
Ascension Catholic, man. I believe in Narcisse and what he's got going on over there. So, Ascension.
Mr. Swallow?
I kind of agree. I think Ascension is just clicking on all cylinders right now.
Their year, huh?
Yeah.
Their year to get to the
Yeah,
dome.
I think it is.
Okay.
I'm gonna go not so fast and go Coach Fitz. I mean, he has over 200 wins.
You're right.
Oh, I
That's-
agree. I agree.
That's crazy. And like we said, they have a lot of talent up there in
Championship
Monroe.
DNA.
I mean, yeah. So I'm gonna go Washington Christian.
I believe in Coach Narcisse. I think he has a bright future ahead of him, whether he decides to stay at Ascension Catholic. you know, or if he moves up and coaches in the future, who knows what happens. But as for right now, I think he's a great coach. I think he's probably the best first-year coach this season in the state. If he's not, he's right up there. And I think he finds a way to get it done. Give me Ascension Catholic by a touchdown.
Oh,
Yeah, I want to see Ascension Catholic and BC in the Dome. It's just a matchup I like to see. I've been rooting for them. I've been rooting for them, and I'm rooting for Lowell. First year as a head coach, I don't care the team that he took over. It's still impressive to do that. So I'm rooting for them, man.
yeah, for sure. Ascension Catholic, I want to see LZ one more time in person, and the only place we could do it would be at the Dome.
How many wows would that be?
So-
That game, LG versus Darts Heads.
Whoa, that'd be great.
I'll take Ascension Catholic, boys.
All right.
It's a state championship rematch, and we get it a game early a year later. It's the title. Right now in the newspapers, they say redemption season versus repeat season.
Right.
That's the title. Who wins it?
I like St. James. I think their defense is going to slow down Union enough to allow that offense to get a couple scores and give St. James a win.
Okay. You going with the redemption, Chris? Are you following suit?
I believe in Union and what they got going on. They struggled. I ain't say struggle at the beginning of the season. They just played some good competition. And they got it going. But yeah, I'm going with Union.
Okay. Gary, chance roll on for another week, or St. James gets back to the title game?
Man, I think this is going to be just like the game was last year. I think it's going to be tip for tap.
You need a quarter?
I don't have a quarter, so I'm going to flip it. Man, I got a gut feeling that says Union, so I'm going to go with Union.
Yeah, I'm going with Union as well. I just think that this is one of those teams that sees it in their grasp and knows that it's capable of doing it. I think they're just gonna come out there with a fire tomorrow and just kind of, I wouldn't say shock the world, but I think they're gonna shock a lot of people with how they play that game.
This could be another 36-35 game.
I think we're going to see a repeat of what happened in the Dome. I think we're going to see a repeat of the result. I believe that Union Parish will take that long road trip, get the win, and then they'll go home happy.
Oh,
Give me
Yeah, I was rooting for Oak Grove to win it all. I picked them just probably almost everybody else, but I had Oak Grove and Union in the state title game, so I think it's going to be a hell of a game. I think, my opinion, the winner out of this game is your state champion. But I'm gonna roll with Union Parish.
y'all not setting me up for the recap show. I'm going St. James because I thought I was the only one picking Union. So
Troy, you're welcome though, right?
You're welcome, Troy. Yeah.
y'all not setting me up for the recap show there. I'm not having St. James down my neck. But win or lose, it's going to be a great one.
Really
Right.
good game.
I got good friends on both teams here, fan base wise and coaches wise. So
Yeah, most definitely.
Invite somebody people.
I need to say, hey, I need a helmet.
you're right, my friend.
Give me a kangaroo helmet, man.
Bring two helmets because Gary's bringing one home.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring two because I want one for my private collection.
All right, Sterlington, Gina. This is tradition versus underdog. Sterlington seeking to get back to the title game. Gina seeking first ever trip to the title game. Who wins it?
Sterlington.
I like Sterlington in this.
Man, I don't want to pick against Gina, but I just don't think they can beat Sterling. So I'm going to go Sterlington.
I think if Sterlington comes out and plays like they did last week with a fire and just ready to kick some butt, I mean, look out. So
Yeah.
Sterlington for me.
we had, and I know that some of us had some questions about Sterlington, like in the middle of the year, because they kind of had went through a little bit of a slump or whatnot. But they answered all that and then some to make it to the semis and beating a defending state champion.
Yep.
Although they were in a lower classification last year, they beat a state champion to get here last week. So I think with that momentum and just them kind of, I think they're gonna just roll their way into the dome. Give me Sterlington to win this game.
Oh,
Yeah, man. It's not a disrespect thing because I know
Not at all.
your question you had said or your statement said earlier about everybody in the state picking Sterlington. I'm just picking Sterlington because look who they just beat. I mean, it's hard not to pick them. And you know, Gino wins this game. You know, don't count him out. Picking them maybe in the dome, but I'm gonna roll with Sterlington.
I'm gonna roll with Sterlington myself. I wanted to pick Gina, but I think Sterlington wins this game on Friday night. But
Just across the board.
would love to see Gina go shot the entire state this week.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah,
You can use this
I
as
guess we
fuel
can-
if you want.
if you need to
Yeah,
use
well,
it
it's
as
a
a
good
goal,
material.
I mean, I guess, but you're in the semis.
Yeah.
Go bust somebody's ass.
Yeah.
This one just.
Coach Walker will have his guys ready to play.
Yeah.
It's a tall task.
Yeah.
Here we go. Division 3 select bracket. It is undefeated Dunham. It is undefeated Bunkie. This is Elijah Haven versus Dylan Compton. This is Dunham's offense versus Bunkie's defense. Dunham trying to get back to the dome from a few years ago, and Bunkie seeks first state title game in school history. This game has been moved to the turf at Parkview Baptist. Who wins it?
I think Bunkie comes out on fire after a slow performance last week. I think they get up on Dunham and no shot to LCA, but I think they close the door and don't let Dunham back.
Give that man a shot.
Nah,
Give it to
I
him.
pay tuition over there. I ain't taking
That's what it is. You don't want to hit his pocketbook.
Chris?
I like Bunky. Bunky gonna. You got a 3-star cornerback in Bunky going against a.
Just committed to Mississippi State.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
I say committed. Sign.
Sign.
yeah. And he gonna they're gonna test the waters with him, and I think he's gonna show up. I like Bunky in this one.
Gary?
I'm Bunky too, man. I want to see him do it.
Yeah, I mean, I said it 2 weeks ago that if we lose,
Too late.
Bunky's my team.
Too
So
late.
I'm going Bunky. I think that Bunky has the guys to match up with Dunham, same as we did. But I think Bunky is going to put it away, and I think the biggest reason is going to be Zion Hill. The
Lee.
Zion Lee.
Zion Lee. Sorry,
He's
Zion
even
Lee.
disrespecting y'all names.
How can he pick you and not know the names?
I'm gonna do the same thing with Shaw. I didn't know that quarterback thing. But yeah, he's gonna be a big key because we were able to run the rock at will, whenever we wanted, however we wanted.
Give it to the bulldozer.
Give him 40 carries and
He ain't getting,
enjoy your trip to the dome.
he ain't getting 40 because he's a starting linebacker.
Well, if he does get 40, he enjoy your trip to the dome.
Enoch.
So, had a lot of questions answered about Dunham last week. Had a lot of questions answered about Bunky last week. You know, Dunham got that statement win. Bunky had faced that adversity and prevailed. Well, Dunham did too, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I watched a little bit of the Dunham LCA game. I was able to catch a little bit of it, and then I watched a little bit of it afterwards. Seeing them in Bunky, just kind of how that matchup's gonna go. I think Bunky will win it by a touchdown.
Touchdown game. Hold
Touchdown game.
We know where Holden's going.
You asking me?
I already wrote you down.
We know where you're going, Bo.
But
The audience needs to know.
but Dunham needs their firepower here.
Give Coach Weiner his bulletin board material.
Yep.
Like I said, you need bulletin board material in the semifinal game, then that's
Hey, we were used for the state championship game.
I don't say it's.
Talking
I don't say. I don't think
Did
it's
they win?
needed, but it helps.
Yeah.
It could.
It's not needed, but it helps.
I just think it's silly. But anyway,
How about right before you walk out to go on the field for the game and they're watching our clip?
who?
Don't worry about it.
I can tell you
I
what's
think
right
I,
after the show.
I think
Yeah.
I remember.
2 years ago.
No, man, I'm high on Bunky, man. It's just they got so many athletes, fundamentally sound, good coach team, really good front seven, great quarterback play. Everybody knows about Zion, Kyle Johnson, difference maker, but people forgot his name, the backup running back to Zion. He's a really good running back.
Change of pace.
Yeah.
He did 1-2 punch, yeah.
Their receiver number 11.
One player of the game.
Yeah, Cooper Cup.
Cooper Kupp.
Junior.
Kid's a dog. You know, I picked Bunky. I'm stuck with him, and I think they're gonna beat Dunham.
We're gonna go Bunky across the board.
Charlie's still here, so you know that's the last.
Coach Hillman, go win the whole damn thing.
Go win
Right,
it.
let's do it.
Yep.
If y'all win it, I want a ring with it too.
Make that.
Give me a hat and I'll be happy.
You mean another plate from the Grove?
give me a ring.
Hey, if
No, give me a hat and I'll be fine. Give me
if I
pumpkin
get
stick champ
if I
hat.
get a
I'll be happy
bunky,
with
if
that.
I get a bunky on the dome trip, like the dome trip shirt, if I get a bunky dome trip shirt, that'll be the first non-LCA gear I'll wear on this show.
You gotta get a
Thank
pen.
you.
You gotta get a tattoo on your shoulders.
That's a little bit too far right
Yeah,
there.
you just
Mike.
bunky.
I don't even have an LCA tattoo. That's a little bit far right there.
You know.
Calvary Baptist Catholic in New Iberia. This one could go in two different directions. Either Calvary Baptist could run away with this sucker, or Catholic in New Iberia and Calvary Baptist getting an
Don't say the word.
old-fashioned,
Don't say it.
old-fashioned good offensive game.
Hey, I'm getting ready to say, don't say it though.
Who wins this one? Alex, you got the honors.
I like the way Calgary's handled the two teams they played in the playoffs a little bit better than the other side. So give me Calgary.
Chris, what you talking about, baby?
I think it's Cali's year. I'm rolling with Cali.
Catholic goes on the road. Gary, your thoughts?
I'm killing myself with this pick, but
No heart pit. No blood pit.
just no.
You got
Yeah,
you only
I
have
ain't
one.
worried about that.
One.
Alex is looking
No,
at me. What you about to
Alex
say?
wants it. I'm going Calvary.
Calvary.
I'm going Calvary. I think Calvary's going to be a little bit too much.
Yeah, I mean, I think this game is not out of question for Catholic New Iberia, but like you said, I think that Calvary has the opportunity to run away with it, and Catholic has the opportunity to win a close one. It
Yes.
feels like, but I'm gonna go Calvary just based off of that.
You're not.
I'm gonna take Catholic and New Iberia in this one. I think that this game could. I think this game will be close. I think it's gonna be one of those games where Catholic and New Iberia is probably able to force a turnover late. They march the ball down the field. They score a touchdown. They win the game. Little time left.
Oh, this game's either gonna be a blowout or close, but I think James Simon is way too much with Calvary.
I'm going Catholic in New Iberia upsets Calvary.
You
back.
want that home team's dome?
I want the all local state championship game, Gary.
I'd love that. I'll gladly take that loss.
When's the last time we didn't have a
When's the last time Holly's Lock of the Week lost 3 in a row?
I don't think
Couldn't
that
tell
ever
you.
happened.
Holly's Lock of the Week this week. Don't pick with her
Oh
because
God!
she's on the roulette table.
Oh no!
Oh, Lord.
Don't
Oh,
pick
no.
with her. Iowa Lock of the Week over Franklinton this week. We'll see if the rest of the panel feels the same. Last time in this situation, Franklinton, oof, crowd will be ready. Could be a factor. Iowa, 48 minutes away from a purple and gold takeover inside the dome for the first time in school history. Alex,
Iowa.
sticking with the roulette table. Can't make it 3 in a row, huh, Alex?
Nope.
Chris,
Iowa.
Gary,
Iowa.
Iowa Yellow Jackets.
Enoch.
This one was actually pretty tough for me. I kept my eye on both of these games as we were covering the game last week. Franklinton won. They got that 1-point victory. Iowa was able to get 2 touchdowns to pull away from Franklin Parish. You know, 2 really good teams going at it. It's a shame that one of these 2 teams have to go home.
Just
But
pick against them again.
no, I'm taking the Yellow Jackets.
Yellow Jackets.
Hey, you picked against them.
Cause that Franklin Parish
You have to
state
pick-
champion.
You have to pick against them this year and not going.
I don't even see Holden in the. I don't even see Holden in the screen.
Holden don't exist on the screen.
He's kicking back.
He is here in spirit, ladies and gentlemen.
I've yet to pick against them all year. Said it from the get go. This is a state championship team with that defense.
Give me Iowa. 8 more quarters. I bet I do. Blackham and Cecilia. Get ready. We'll hear from Alex first.
Man, it's tough because I see both sides of. I see how both teams can win this game. Because Cecilia can run the ball. I think Plaquemine is susceptible when you can run the ball out. They are also susceptible on special teams. Cecilia has really good special teams. But this is probably the best defense that Cecilia's played in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And if you make a mistake, you'll pay.
Correct.
I think we both know about that. Man, give me Plaquemine.
Blackham. Okay, good pick. Chris?
I don't care who.
Don't matter.
Oh, man. If Cecilia linebacker comes to play, they got a chance of beating Blackman. But Blackman got too much team speed. The winner of this game is going to win the game.
Okay.
Get him, Josh.
Get him.
I said that before when the playoffs were released. I said whoever comes out of this side of the bracket is gonna win.
We'll have,
Most did.
we'll have a 30-minute argument next week.
Yeah, probably.
Blackman.
Gary.
Platinum.
Lazard.
I'm going Cecilia. I mean, I think they have the X factor and he's healthy, so that's scary.
Enoch.
Plaquemine ended up knocking down the defending state champions. They made a mess. They sent out that message this week. They're gonna knock out the defending runner-ups. Give me Plaquemine.
Okay. Holden.
Hard to count on Cecilia once again, but after what I saw with Plaquemine, I can't pick against them.
Seems like a team on a mission that's all bought in.
We got 2 new teams in the dome this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those situations where it's been a long time and they're all bought in here. I think Cecilia wins the shootout though.
You guys are saving the panels.
Yeah, buddy. But either side's coming for us next week.
Yeah, buddy.
They'll be fine.
With guns.
They'll be fine.
Cecilia's gonna let us hear about it, or Plaquemine's gonna let us hear about it.
I got my ring already.
You right. When I talk about that, I mean they're coming from me because I'm the only one that can see all the stuff posted on Facebook. Y'all go home to y'all families and don't have to live.
We enjoy our weeks.
Y'all don't have to deal with the drama that I have to.
Hey, I get it too. I get it.
Don't
Man,
read
look
the
at it.
comments.
You gotta act like you're a celebrity. Don't read the comments.
Yeah, pretty much.
Don't read the comment.
Yeah,
Never read the comments.
Every week to comment.
Or how about people be civil whenever they're talking to them also?
Yeah, that's also a very valid point.
It's just opinions, man.
No shot. Division II select, long time coming for Shaw to make it back to this point in 1 game away. Prep, a few years back ago, they won the state title trying to get back on top of the throne. Who wins it this week? Shaw, Prep, good one. This one feels like the state championship.
I like Shaw.
That's some prep.
Garrett?
Shaw.
I need y'all to disagree.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking.
He's picking with Alex so he can set up a state championship league
I
where
picked on all of them.
One.
Yeah, he's
So
ahead of
you
me.
use a weed.
I think Shaw, but not because of
Well, if I'm picking
not because of their
you
quarterback, not because of Jasper Parker, not because of Jacob Washington, but that defense that Shaw has.
Okay.
I mean, ULab held Madison Prep pretty well for most of the game without Keelan Moses, their best linebacker, and their best DB. And I just feel like Shaw just played so sound, and Hank Tierney, one of the best coaches in the state.
He's got a couple teams to the dome.
Yeah. And, so yeah, I think this is the year that Hank Tierney gets his second state championship for Shaw. And yeah, I'm going with Shaw.
You know,
JP's gonna be happy. We're gonna see him in the dome. He's gonna be happy.
I don't know. He'd probably be stressed out.
Well, he's gonna be happy after tomorrow night, bare minimum. Give me Shaw.
Holden,
I like Shaw.
I like Shaw also. It's theirs to lose.
I'm going to pick Madison Prep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
Usually when you go by yourself, it means you win.
Yeah.
We've learned about that this year, right?
The fighting JVs.
No.
Oh, we got another one.
Damn.
I was flipping papers, Gary.
Dang, boy, you go.
Check that
Come
Dr.
on, let's go.
Spike E.D. White, Leesville. Here's the old matchup for these two. Leesville behind Xavier Ford. Can he do it one more time? E.D. White behind the stellar defense. Can they do it one more time? Who gets Shaw or Prep in the dome?
I think this way y'all gonna disagree.
Yeah, problem.
E.D. White.
Chris.
I believe in Xavier Ford, and I want to see him break the record.
Mhm.
I think he's gonna get it,
Correct.
and I think he'll get the W with Leesville.
Garrett.
Leesville.
It's not gonna be hard.
You gonna catch
It's not
up.
gonna be easy.
Is either
Not gonna be
you
easy,
do
but I
it or
think
you want.
Leesville can
What
pull
we
it
talking?
off.
Either gonna tie it up or you're gonna
Go ahead.
go ahead too.
Yeah.
Tie.
I think he breaks the record for sure. 137 yards. That's like first quarter for him most games. But I think E.D. White does enough to win the game. It's a very sound team over there, and they run their offense very well too.
Yeah. Enoch.
I'm taking E.D. White. I'm not gonna guarantee that run defense is gonna allow Ford to break the record. I think E.D. White wins this game.
Oh,
Leesville.
Chris, I'm going Leesville. How cool would it be to see Xavier Ford play for a state title?
Yeah, it would be awesome.
You know, the year Cecil had a phenomenal year. They went to the state title game that year too. So it's only right that he do that and get that.
Woo, here we go. Division 1 non-select.
The big boy.
Neville Central Baton Rouge. It's been a long time for Neville. And Central Baton Rouge, I can't even count on all my fingers here how long it's been for them. Have they ever been to the dome?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
Somebody gonna tell us in the chat.
Exactly. Can
Hold up right now.
Coach Semino get 3 teams to the dome? Or is it Neville's year?
I think he will, but it won't be this year. I like that.
Yeah, man, Noah just they're on a different level right now. Central Baton Rouge,
Central has one state
Another
title.
like since high school.
Central has one state title, 1966. They won a state championship.
Is that in the dome?
No,
But yeah, I'm gonna go. I like Neville in this one. Man.
Part two wins.
Garrett?
Neville.
Lazard?
I think Central's defense, like I said earlier, is probably the best in the state. But I don't know if they can score with Neville because Neville's going to pop them eventually on offense,
Okay.
and just the nature of who Neville is. And so I'm gonna go Neville, but not by a very wide margin.
Okay. Enoch.
2014, Central Baton Rouge moves on.
So this is 2014 all over again?
No, he's saying 22-14.
20 to
Oh,
14.
I mean, I'm way off the pace here.
Yeah.
You like
20
Central Baton Rouge?
Yeah, I'm taking
After a couple
I'm taking
of
them.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm
about
telling
six.
you, man.
Oh,
I want
Yeah.
to spike that one in the can.
Central had a tougher road than Neville this playoffs. I mean, regular season doesn't matter now, but West Monroe played Neville tough. So, but I'm rolling with the team that's had the tougher schedule. They're ready, so I'm rolling Central.
I think this is a situation where Central Baton Rouge does it 2 years in a row and goes and knock them out of the playoffs.
Ooh.
Knocked them out by one last year, gonna knock them out by one this year, Gary.
Oh, well. We'll see.
With all those schools in Monroe, so who is the big brother?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Ruston seems like the big brother right now.
Mhm.
Never be Russell.
Yeah, I mean, Ruston's the state champ until further notice.
Right.
Ruston Destrehan. Can Ruston finally get the monkey off their back and get Destrehan out of the playoffs? Or is Destrehan healthy at the right time?
Destrehan has played a bunch of Shreveport teams. Well, Ruston ain't a Shreveport team. I think Ruston sets up a rematch with Neville trying to avenge the regular season loss.
Oh, that would be fun.
That would be.
I don't know. I just love how Destrehan been grinding it out.
Yeah.
And been counted out. I'm going with Destrehan.
Okay. Garrett?
Ruston. I think this is the year they're playing at Ruston. So that home field advantage, I think, is going to give them the edge.
Lazard.
Man, I think Alex is on a good track right there. I mean, Destrehan has been scoring a lot of points, but they also haven't seen a defense like Ruston's. And going up there and playing in Ruston is different than anywhere else. And I expect Aiden Anding to have a really good night if they try and throw the ball on his side of the field at all for Ruston. And so I'm going to go with Ruston.
Enoch.
I think Ruston will win this game. They'll pull ahead with a late touchdown that pulls the game out of reach. Probably 2-touchdown game. I'm gonna take Big Ruston make it to the dome.
Holden?
Bunch of D1 kids. It's gonna be cool to see Aiden Anning and Philip Wright go against each other. A couple LSU kids.
And Jabari, man.
Jabari is not signed yet. That's
Yeah, one kid, though.
And Jace Thomas, he's signed also to LSU for Destrehan. I think this game can go either way, but I'm gonna roll with Ruston.
Big Ruston back in the dome. Would this be 3 straight years?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think they go back 3 straight years. I think this senior class is special.
Destrehan.
Yeah, and I think this senior class deserves to finish it off in the dome, win or lose.
Destrehan. Ruston.
That's trying to be like 2022. And Ruston got their win over Zachary last year.
I think this senior class deserves to finish it off in the dome 3 straight years.
So I'm by myself again in Dallas.
Chris, man,
Yes, sir.
man, you're gonna beat us all this week.
That's right.
I can't win overall.
Or he's going to lose really bad.
You won.
Division 1 select. The big one. Edna Carr, Catholic of Baton Rouge. The quest to get back home for Carr and the quest to go back-to-back for Catholic of Baton Rouge. Who wins it?
Contrary to the belief, I think the next semifinal game is closer than this one. I think Carr rolls.
Let me see my VS and cons.
And the reasoning
Excuse me.
behind that
Your shoe.
is Carr rolled Rumble. I mean rolled Rumble. 69-24, I believe was the score.
Right.
And Catholic struggled. I don't think Catholic can play with Carr.
Chris?
Carr, I believe in them since last year. I think that was a fluke loss against Acadiana.
Enoch, you quiet down over there.
But man, they on a mission. They on a mission and got it anyway.
Gary.
The University of Edna Carr.
Lazard.
Battle of the Undefeateds. I think one undefeated looks a little bit different than the other, though. Edna Carr, the University of Edna Carr. They signed 3 receivers yesterday to Division I schools in LSU, a Tulane, and McNeese, maybe?
Tech.
Louisiana Tech. So, I mean, that's pretty nice. And then their quarterback, John Johnson, is a monster also.
They're not counting what they're gonna sign in February.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. Carr.
Enoch.
This one was tough for me to decide, but I think with the simple fact that we've been saying that Edna Carr's been right up there at the top all year long. I know they're going up against the defending state champions. But I know that none of us should count out Catholic, but
That's how I feel.
I do think that Edna Carr will win this game, but I mean, Catholic goes into that game and beats them. None of us should be surprised.
Right.
You know.
I don't think anyone's counting Catholic out. I think that we're taking into account how great Carr feels this year.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then to play through adversity and down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come back and
Yeah.
People questioning the program even in the past couple weeks, like,
They haven't been there.
Yeah.
it's still Carr.
2020 is the last time they played for a title.
That's not that long ago, too. Whenever you
2019, last
At the
time they
Grand
touched the
Slam?
Corpus.
yeah.
Oh, who wins it?
I think it's actually going to be a good game. I think it will, but I'll never play against Carr.
We're gonna go Carr across the board here. It's been a while since we've heard a good band at the state championship game.
You're right.
Carr's like the face of Louisiana football.
across the country.
Jordan,
Yeah, pretty much.
When you got guys
You
on,
think we could put my car dance that I did in the hotel?
you got guys on Twitter trying to get in contact with coach to get a game set up. The coach from DeSoto.
DeSoto,
Yeah.
Texas.
Yeah, he was shooting before the season started. He was shooting his shot, trying to get the game locked in.
Hey, like I said, it's been a while since we heard a good band.
Yeah.
Carr
And they will rock it.
back in the dome after a win over Catholic of Baton Rouge for me. Who will Carr play? Is it John Curtis going for title 28 or 29?
28.
Or is it Alexandria going for title number 1?
I think that's where y'all going.
Goodness.
This is tough for me because originally I thought Acadiana would ran the table and then got to Ash and was beaten because
Me too.
I thought with that offense they would have kept the ball away from Ash. But man, I feel like John Curtis got away with one in the second round due to a lot of turnovers. I think Alexandria is gonna have too much fun. Give me Ash.
A dream season. Chris,
And the only team that played Ash close this year was Opolis.
you right?
They beat out everybody, even Ruston and no.
Correct.
They destroyed.
Yeah. They on the mission. And you know, he's not the best running back in the state for now. You know what I'm saying? So I like Ash.
Huge pickup for LSU.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I'm not going against that. I had them picked already. I'm going with Alexandria.
Lazar,
You just with Curtis. Not this week.
Not this week.
the only way I'd have picked against Alexandria is if Acadiana was playing them.
Yeah, I agree.
Lazar,
Yeah, that's all.
I think Braden makes a good point, and I kind of agree with that. I mean, Bird being a running team and having a lot of success that they did last week kind of makes me hesitant to just say Ash.
pick 'em.
Man, I want to see Edna Carr and Ash play in the Superdome.
The fans deserve it.
My goodness, would that be fireworks?
Bird's a hell of a program, though.
However,
But that's still Curtis. You know, you got to understand.
I'm not picking against JT Curtis, and I'm definitely not picking against him to lose 2 times in one season in the Superdome. Because he lost in week 1 in the Superdome. I'm not picking against him to lose it again.
He'll lose next week.
I'm not picking him to lose. Nope. No way. He's going back to the Superdome to avenge that loss in week 1 in the Superdome.
You better get that.
Going John Curtis.
You better get that tattoo of Bunky on your chest.
Across.
And put ash on your ass cheeks. My bad.
The pepper spike.
I like it.
You see, that's a dog, baby.
We was at the dog last week.
Enoch.
Man, I said last week, got some flack for it, but I had some people agree with me as well. I said Ash is the best team in the state. I'm not backing away from it. I knew that John Curtis had a chance to make a run into it, but I figured no matter who would have came out of this side, I figured Ash was gonna make the dome when we did the bracket release show. I didn't think anybody was gonna be able to stop him. I'm sticking by it. Give me Alexandria.
Hold.
I mean, as you know, fans, because everybody knows we're going next week. Would it be cool to see Curtis in there in person to compete for another title? Yeah.
How much did Carr beat Curtis in the regular season?
I can look.
I'm not sure.
Probably a lot. Carr didn't struggle there, was he?
But I
Not really. No.
I want the dream matchup with just Carr and Ash. I just think Ash is. They're. I mean, Bird's a hell of a team. Like, you can't look at that game. So
35-14.
Oh yeah, I mean, who wants to see that again?
no, I don't want. I just that's that's fireworks with them and Ash. I mean, that's the matchup we want to see. That's
Give me Alexandria, give me Ed in the car, and give Gary a big bowl of popcorn.
That's right. We're gonna be sitting down watching it.
spend about $80
One of
on
those,
food.
one of those big bags where you sit down for the night.
Oh, and you want to pay for my food next weekend?
I did it last year. I'll do it again.
Yeah, because the cruise hurt us.
I believe it.
He broke.
We broke.
I did it.
You heard that, right? He's gonna do it. All
He
right.
did say it's on video.
2 plates cost like $80, but that's
It's on
At the
me.
dome, yeah, you're right.
Wait, what?
At the
You're
dome.
not. You better rethink yourself before you come next weekend.
No, it's already punched in. I already got my. I already put it
Make
in.
sure you
Final
get
words.
there alone.
Yo, popcorn hangover.
Popcorn hangover.
I'm excited for semifinal football.
Okay.
Man, I can't wait to be in that zone league.
Isn't that gonna be awesome?
Don't forget to bring your hoodie. Don't forget to bring your hoodie. Remember?
Oh yeah, I won't be cold. Again.
I went to the one with the lines.
Andre, I will find out. I will find out tomorrow, and I'll message you. Did LSU at least win?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, in overtime.
LSU won. The Lions won. We're happy.
Oh,
Hey, the 12 and 1 Lions.
I want that. That's my team I'm pulling for this year.
Chris,
yeah.
final words as we
Now jump on,
enter
baby.
into semifinal week.
Yeah, change of plans. I'm not going to Dome as a team, but I'll try to do my best to be there.
If not, you still got us next Wednesday.
Yeah, next Wednesday. We'll be our picks.
Yeah.
Hopefully y'all can square it off again. But yeah,
Hey,
man.
it's all in fun, man.
Yeah,
We just
man.
we'll have a good time. with each other.
Like I just said, man, you need motivation to get ready right now in the semifinals. What you got, you know, every team that's in here, especially in the last 2 divisions, it was a tough pick. Any one of them could win it. Any one of them. So with that being said, man.
And any of those teams that we picked or didn't pick could make phenomenal state championship games.
Exactly. So, you know, and it's some, like Bunky. I mean, we root for Bunky.
he's not.
Fucker.
Yeah. Like I said, we root for Bunky, man. Like, I think that's one team out of all the brackets.
I think when we get to this time of the year, we typically lean towards the locals.
Right, and find a favor across the state, no matter what. And I can also say South Platte too, you know, because it's been a while since they've been.
Yeah, you like to see new teams get there.
Yeah. But other than that, man, you know, we have one more week of this stuff, man.
Yeah. And it seems we just started, man. And then we almost at the end.
14 weeks.
Dang.
And you know what's crazy? We have one final broadcast tomorrow.
Yeah, that's it.
Do you have a total of how many games we've had this year? 20 what?
Probably 27 or 28. I think 28.
You went, so this year you went deep into the semifinals. Last year you had a semifinal game?
Yeah, we had Union Parish and Gino.
The year before that, we didn't have one. But
It depends on how it works.
yes or no, do we have an overtime game this week? Yes.
No.
Yes. Live on Under the Lights.
I'm saying no.
Boy, that would be
Stop
stupid.
calling for shootout, Jordy.
Yeah, Jordy.
dude.
Learn your lesson.
7-7.
No.
Now they're gonna
No
use that.
overtime this week. I'm going to say that.
I'll
No
be
overtime.
disappointed.
Bad.
Now they're using that.
Defense, baby.
I think we can have
I think we have one.
Yeah, we might have.
They're telling
That's a
Johnny.
possibility.
They're telling Johnny, hey, he said you could only score 7.
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean our game. I meant
Bulletin
the
board.
other game across the state.
over and under.
No, yeah, one of those other ones.
Like a Destrehan Ruston,
Right.
That
like
could
a
be-
Union Parish St. James.
That could possibly.
That could possibly be one.
Yeah.
Man.
Got some options.
Yeah.
Or even the game below them. Ascension Catholic and Washita.
Yeah.
Never know. Final words, Gary.
Man, every one of these teams that we talked about today could win. Best of luck to all of you guys. Man, can you believe it? We are 1 week away from the Dome. 1 week. A week from today, we will be watching somebody in the Dome. George.
Yeah, getting back to the hotel later.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm ready for that. But I want to say good luck to all of you guys for a great season. Leave it all on the field because you don't know what's going to happen. But, man, just play your hearts out. You know, best of luck to you all.
Hey,
Yeah, I mean, the streak dies last week for us of dome trips, but I'm still excited for high school football this
you
week.
just become a fan.
Yeah, I mean, just a lot of great football being played tomorrow night. Go to a game wherever you're at, whether or not it's your team or not. Go to a game, support the kids, support the communities and stuff, because all these games that are being streamed are on replay anyway, all of them. So if you want to watch a game, go watch it after. If you want to watch under the lights, you can watch it on replay always. You know, so go to a game, support the kids.
And I promise you, the biggest fans tomorrow night at Vermilion Catholic will probably be done in the lights crew because it's semifinal football.
We're ready for good football, and I think we're gonna get it tomorrow for sure, all across the state. So there's someone close to you that's probably playing a game.
Yeah.
So you know,
Man, to have my first full season, being a part of this and whatnot, it's been a roller coaster. It's been exciting the whole way through. You know, from week 1 all the way to now the semis, and then going to watch high school football championships next week for the first time. I'm very stoked about that. But I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. Looking forward to seeing how these games are going to play out. And then come next Thursday, we'll be ready to go.
You got an iPad, bring it. Oh,
Excited for tomorrow. Get to, like I said, cover Kenwood for the first time. It's gonna be cool. Cool environment. Really cool how they do their entrance for Vermilion Catholic. I don't know if everybody saw. Pretty cool how they walk through the crowd, the fireworks, and ringing the bell after the game if they win.
They win a lot.
Yeah, a lot of ringing. Good luck to everybody. You know. Ready for next week.
Lee Vance, we hope to meet you at the Dome, my friend.
Yeah.
You've been a great fan all season, so we hope we get the opportunity to meet you.
If the worst case
At
scenario
the
happened,
Dome.
I'd have went to the Ash game.
We had people come up to us last year and saw and recognized us.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Semifinal week. Good luck to all the locals. Good luck to all the teams playing around the state of Louisiana. 16 matchups, and half the field will be cut in half come Friday night. 16 teams will move on and punch their ticket. 8 state championship games will come into play, and the road to the Dome is less than 48 hours away. Once you get back to this point tomorrow night, because it will be recap showtime at midnight next. It will be recap show at this point tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
So once we get
tomorrow.
to this point tomorrow, Gary, 8 state championship games will be locked in, and we're going to be talking about those matchups. So excited. Get out to a ball game. Enjoy some great high school football. Our final broadcast of the season. And I think we're going to go out with a bang.
Yeah.
I think we're going to throw everything we have, throw the whole kitchen sink at tomorrow's broadcast, and see, let's have our best broadcast of the entire season. Safe travels to Kenwood, coming down to Screaming Eagle Stadium, and let's have a great, great ball game. May the best man win, best team win. We will see you at 6:40 tomorrow for pregame. 7 o'clock kickoff. It will be a great week of semifinal football. Good night, everyone, for now.
And if anybody from Kentwood has an extra helmet that they want to donate to Under the Lights, just bring it to the game. We'd be more than happy to accept it.
There you go, man.
I will never put on another helmet other than this one right here.
Put that on, man.
I'm not going to hold it. I will hold it. Cherish it and love it.
Yes.
We could have 7 new teams in the Dome this year for the prep practice, or we could have 0. Wondering which one of these teams will punch their ticket to the Dome first time Alexandria, Bunkie, Central, General Trask, Iowa, Gina Plaquemine trying to touch the carpet for the very first time.
Wow,
Cool statement.
that is awesome. Don't forget about the helmet.
A lot of us picked some of them teams.
Got to throw that in there.
A lot of us picked a lot of those teams to make it for the first time, so gonna be some fun. Thank you to Alex Fontenot, Chris Esprit, Gary Swallow, Hayden Lazard, Enoch Grogi, and Mr. Holdenly. My name's Jordan Taylor. This has been semifinal edition of Under the Lights. God bless each and every one of you. God bless this panel. God bless high school football and forever UTL. It's good to be back, boys.
Oh yeah.
5 long days. And
Oh yeah, I bet it was so hard. I bet it was so hard being on that cruise.
And a lot of sun.
I start.
You bring us back to Susan.
Yeah, you sure did.
Shot glass, man.
I started to get the high school football itch on Tuesday.
Hey, you were repping the Bunkie Panthers on that show.
I did, and you know what else? I was in my stateroom instead of on the Lido deck prepping for tonight's show. So there you go. Dedication.